Hello and welcome to NXTGEN Racing, the home of clean and fair sim racing for all.
Well, good evening race fans. Welcome back to NXTGEN Racing live on Facebook, live on YouTube and live on Kick. This is the final round, the last dance of this season anyway. The final round of Season 6 is before us, and it's here at Daytona Road Course. What a fantastic venue to end the championship at. The infamous oval course, the International Speedway, which transforms itself into a road course every now and again and hosts the 24 hours Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona each year. And tonight it hosts our final round of the championship. We've got a singular race tonight to see out the championship and decide it all. And it is a 2-hour endurance. Plenty of pit stops and plenty of racing tonight before us. Like we mentioned, this is the NXTGEN Racing GT3 Season 6. Hosted on Thursday night here at NXTGEN Racing. There are also other leagues, including Tuesday night touring cars on iRacing and Wednesday night F4s on iRacing. My name's Alex Everett, your commentator tonight on behalf of Crest Autosports. And tonight it is a singular race. It is a 2-hour endurance race. And this series uses fixed setups, remember, which means that the drivers get in their cars and they can't tweak anything on the setup of their car. They can't change the ride height, they cannot change the damper settings, the wing settings. Whatever they're given in the car is what they have to drive, and they must adapt to the setups they're provided by the admins. Scan the QR code on the lower left of the screen there, or click the link in the YouTube description or the Facebook description to join NXTGEN Racing's Discord if you are a driver interested in these leagues, or if you're just a spectator, a fan of NXTGEN Racing that just enjoys the racing that we host here at NXTGEN Racing. Get involved in the conversations with the drivers, with the admins, and just get involved in the community. A big shout out to the partner, sponsors and affiliates of NXTGEN Racing that help put on the show week in, week out. PowerMax Racing, Sam Cases, Benji Sim Photos, Douglas Motorsport, Motorsport UK Esports Division, Falconer PC, Mark Sykes Designs, Joyce Design, Moser Racing and Only Racing. Prize givers of this championship, where the winners of this championship upon conclusion of tonight will take away £500 of store credits to use on Only Racing's online store. These are the tracks we have visited throughout the season. We started off all them months ago at Fuji in Japan. Round 2 was hosted also in America as well as tonight, but it was Road America for round 2 of the championship. The first of 3 endurance rounds was hosted at Monza for round 3 of the championship. Rounds 4 and 5 were hosted at Suzuka in Japan and Catalonia in Spain. We had a break, and then when we came back it was straight into the thick of the action for another endurance round, but it was at the infamous Nordschleife. Round 7 was at Zolder in Belgium, and round 8, 2 weeks ago from now, was the Brazilian race at Interlagos. The Nürburgring GP circuit hosted last week for round 9, the penultimate round and the final of the sprint and feature race format races. And tonight we're here at Daytona Road Course for round 10 of the championship, the final round of this season. And these are the cars. It is GT3s, of course, as we mentioned, and the specific GT3 cars that are on offer for these drivers to use during the season are the Audi R8, the BMW M4, the Chevrolet Corvette, the Ferrari 296, the Ford Mustang, the Lamborghini Huracan, the McLaren 720S, Mercedes AMG, and the Porsche 911. And of course, on iRacing they have just announced that they will soon be releasing a brand new car in the form of the Acura NSX. Quite a small car for a GT3, but that is going to be released on the next update, which is in a few weeks, I believe. So expect, if we host GT3s next season here at NXTGEN Racing on Thursdays, expect to see that car in the field. And we have a bit more housekeeping to continue with. as we prepare for tonight's round. But just a reminder, tonight is a 2-hour endurance race. It will start on the hour. There is no qualifying for these races. So how do we decide the grid? Well, the grid is decided based on the championship order reversed, but it is grouped by categories as well. So the gold category will be grouped together and will start at the front of the grid, but the championship leader of the gold category will start at the back of that group. And similar with the silvers and same with the bronzes. The drivers will start with 80% fuel load and they'll be able to refuel to 100% maximum fuel capacity, which creates alternations for fuel strategies in these endurance races. Expect to see 2 pit stops from most drivers tonight. That is the optimal strategy. And the bonus points on offer tonight. Now, the reason we're referring to them is because it's going to be quite important tonight. We have 2 bonus points available for the fastest lap in each category for the drivers. So more than the usual 1 per race in the sprint and feature race formats. And that is the majority of the housekeeping over and done with. We are now going to go through the championship situation as we head into tonight's round. So we'll start with the golds, because this one's actually sewn up already. Ben McCluskey, who has pretty much dominated all season, been kept a bit honest by Stephen Bird in a lot of rounds this season, but Ben McCluskey really has been the class of the field. He won the championship last week on conclusion of the sprint race, a dominating win in that sprint race in the wet to seal it. And he can relax tonight and just enjoy tonight's racing, because it's all sewn up. He doesn't have to worry. Stephen Bird nearly has second place sewn up. He will just need to finish, and finish relatively okay, to keep hold of second place regardless of what happens below him in the championship standings. But a good season for Stephen Bird, nice and consistent. Has picked up a win at the Nürburgring Nordschleife in a previous round, and we'll look out for him next season. Gaz Williams, host of this series, and is 3rd place in the championship. He's fighting that with Mike Barber just below for representing Verano Motorsport, and they'll be battling out tonight for that 3rd spot. It's very much in Gaz Williams' hands, and he is still mathematically in a chance with 2nd, and I'm sure he'll do everything he can to try and keep hold of 3rd place or even challenge for 2nd place. Mike Barber, as we mentioned, 4th place for him. He's had a good ascent up the standings throughout the season, and it rewards him with 4th place heading into tonight and relatively safe in that position. Martin Hobson is in 5th position, just 7 points ahead of Jamie Dory, who's only 1 point ahead of Sean Schutz. Stefan Wessels, multiple race winner this season, is 8th position and is racing tonight. And Matthew Cheverton in 9th place, who is wearing a dedicated livery to Dale Earnhardt tonight. So we'll check that out a little bit later on. And Edwin Simpson rounds off the top 10 in golds. Over to silver category now. Now, last week, prematurely, well, not prematurely, he did actually do it on paper at the time, but Kyle Oosthuizen was announced as a championship winner last week, but through some proceedings behind the scenes, post-race, Kyle Oosthuizen has not secured the championship following last week. He will have to do it tonight, but he has got a pretty sizable gap to try and secure it tonight. He will still need to finish tonight. That is the crucial thing for all these championship battalions, I'll call them. But they must finish the races, because if you do not finish the race, if you do not see the checkered flag, and you do not do over 75% of the laps, you score no points. So it's very crucial that these drivers finish the race tonight. It's a 47-point gap between Kyle Oosthuizen and Nigel Stock on the top 2 steps of the standings. And it merely means that Kyle Oosthuizen only really needs to finish 13th or higher, to actually secure the championship. So not a huge task for Kyle Oosthuizen. And at the moment, there's 13 silver drivers in the server, so he just needs to finish at the moment. Nigel Stock will do what he can to challenge for that top spot. All he can do really is just try and win tonight's race. But 3rd place, Matthew Addy, he will also be keeping an eye on 2nd place. Any slip-ups from Nigel Stock, and Matthew Addy will pounce. 3rd place held by him at the moment, 13 points ahead of Ian Manners in 4th, and then Aaron Hobson just below in 5th. Jeffrey Kruger, who's won a couple of races this season in the category, is 6th position as a result of missing quite a few rounds, actually. But Mark Baker in 7th position, followed by Baz Meacham in 8th. Paul Walsh in 9th, who got his first win of the series last week at Nürburgring. And Jochen Seeger in 10th position. Over to the bronze category now, and this really is the main one to look out for tonight. Technically, there are 6 drivers mathematically in with a chance of winning this championship tonight. Mathematically, that is. Now, we're talking about the closest ones to look out for in the championship fight. It's very much between the top 3. Adam Wilson-Weir leads it still. He's led it for 3 consecutive rounds this championship. He has a 10-point lead over Elwyn Sykes. So realistically, if Wilson-Weir finishes 3rd, now there is an asterisk with that one. If he finishes 3rd, he's relatively safe. Now the reason there's an asterisk next to that is because bonus points will come into play as well. If Adam Wilson-Weir finishes 3rd and Elwyn Sykes wins and gets the bonus points, Sykes wins the championship. So, very complicated, but we'll keep you posted throughout the night. Elwyn Sykes, 2nd position, as we mentioned, 10 points down from the championship leader. And Gabriel Papaconstantinou, 15 points down from the championship leader. But as I said, between those 3, it is actually very close. Kurt Vanhoenacker and Andy Rooney are 4th and 5th. They are both still in with a chance of the championship. They are both 25 points down. They have a chance, but they are relatively outsiders in the chances for this championship. And Stein Vatens is the 6th person who's mathematically in with a chance. Although he's 49 points down, he will require the top 5 all pretty much to retire if he can have a chance at the championship. But stranger things have happened. But he'll certainly give it a go tonight. Rob Savage is 7th position, followed by Jonathan Berry, Andy Chell in 9th position, and Craig Tillotson rounding off the top 10. Over to the team's championship now. It is not actually sewn up yet, but for Next Gen Racing with Benji Sim Photos, but they pretty much have a hand on the trophy. The team consisting of Gaz Williams, Ben McCluskey, and Alan McCain are 102 points clear at the top of the standings. Mass Power Drivers Academy, consisting of Andy Chell, Jonathan Berry, and Adam Wilson-Weir. Of course, Adam Wilson-Weir is leading the championship in bronzes. They are 2nd place, holding it by 12 points, which is quite a healthy lead heading into this final round. Yorkshire Mafia Racing have had a brilliant couple of rounds to storm up the order in those recent rounds. 3rd place for them at the moment, ahead of 2 CSA teams, Team Passup in 4th and Team Wozer in 5th. So there we go. That's the championship situation heading into tonight. Now, let's take a look at the practice times at the moment. Now, we're going to go straight to the bronze category to pay a bit of attention to them immediately, because the championship leader, Adam Wilson-Weir, is leading practice at the moment, and that's crucial for him. Now remember, there's no qualifying tonight, so the times are not imminently crucial, I would say, but it just proves that Adam Wilson-Weir is on it pace-wise. He must have been practicing during the week, as he's a long way clear of his competitors. And I imagine, being the championship leader heading into tonight, you would think, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I get the practice in this week just to make sure that I get it across the line. And yeah, certainly showing at the moment with that top of the pops time there for the bronze category driver. Kyle Oosthuizen in the silver category. Merely all he has to do tonight is finish this race. He'll be absolutely conscious of doing that, so any incidents that happen in front or around him, he'll be very nervous around, I imagine. But yeah, it's not going to be the easiest of challenges for him, but he has got to make sure that he can get it to the finish. It is a little bit hazy out there, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite, I think it's quite humid out there, and that's why it's a little bit misty there. I'm sure it will clear as the race goes on, but that's why it's a little bit hazy on the screen for us. That's Daytona for you. That's iRacing for you as well. When it's quite humid, it gets a little bit misty like this. And not a lot of gold drivers out on the track at the moment, but Mike Barber top of the standings at the moment. And something I've heard on the grapevine as well, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Porsche and the Ferrari are by far the better cars tonight. Apparently, the Corvette and the McLaren really struggle on the banked section, so we might see quite a lot of almost DRS-esque overtaking on the banked sections of this track. And a practice pit stop there by the looks of it from Kyle Oosthuizen. He's just making sure that he can hit his marks in the pit stop. Hit his marks breaking point wise heading into the pits. Crucial tonight, as we'll see at least 2 stops from our drivers tonight. We're 10 seconds away from us starting the one and only race tonight, the final race of the season. It all comes down to this. We've still got the championship battle in the silvers, albeit a big points difference. And in the bronze category, 6 drivers mathematically in the chance of winning this championship. So here we go. Like we said, no qualifying. The grids are based on the championship standings reversed of each category. So without further ado, let's get to it. And on pole position for the gold category, coming out of a feature race win last week, so a very good opportunity for him this week to get a good start and a good lead early on. It's Harry Langford in first position, and he's got his teammate Ben Bennyworth alongside on the front row, so the Quatermass team could potentially work together to get a nice early lead out there. Alan McCain, who's carrying an injury tonight, he was in A&E earlier, but he's still here racing tonight. So kudos to him. Let's see how he gets on from third place there. Jake Pitt in fourth with Ben Oucher in fifth place, and alongside him is Matthew Cheverton in the Dale Earnhardt tribute livery tonight. Stefan Wessels and Sean Shute, both CSA drivers, line up on the fourth row, with Jamie Dury in ninth and Martin Hobson 10th. Mike Barber, quickest in practice, will line up 11th with Gaz Williams, the host of the series, third in the championship, 12th. Stephen Bird 13th with Ben McCluskey, who's won the championship, is in 14th position. Sammy Ariba will start first of the silver category with Ryan Blackwell alongside in 16th. Wesley Lewin will start 17th with Paul Williams in 18th. Mark Sykes, Mr. Next Gen himself, in 19th with Jochen Siegert alongside. Paul Walsh, first time winner last week in the sprint race, 21st for him with Baz Meacham, multiple race winner this season, in 22nd. Jeffrey Kruger, another multiple race winner in the silver category, is 23rd with Aaron Hobson alongside in 24th. Matthew Addy, third in the championship in silvers, 25th on the grid here. Alongside him is second in the championship. Challenging for the silver category championship is Nigel Stock. Kyle Oosthuizen, the big leader in silvers, is 27th. Bronze category, Gabriel Yilmaz in 28th with Matt Gatter in 29th. Danny Switzer, 5 times a winner this season, is in 30th with Craig Tillotson in 31st. Andy Child 32nd with Jonathan Berry in 33rd and Rob Savage 34th. Stein Vatens 35th with Andy Rooney, championship rival, in 36th. Kurt Vanhoenacker 37th. 38th is Gabriel Papaconstantinou. Elwyn Sykes 39th. Adam Wilson-Weir at the back of the grid along with Toby Prosser. So here we go, we're about to start. Golds will start first. Harry Langford will lead us to the line. They cannot put their foot down until the lights go green, which is now. The gantry is waving the green flag, and we're away for the final round here at Daytona. Blasting towards turn number 1 as we head into the infield. And on the inside of Ben Bennyworth straight away is Alan McCain. Do they get through safe and sound? So far so good. They'll want to get through this first corner relatively safe because it's nice and early on in this race. Silver category, through the corner they go. Towards the back is Kyle Oosthuizen, who's already got in front of Nigel Stock. That is crucial for him. And he's going to be very careful around this as Paul Walsh takes a spin on the infield here. And both championship leaders get it through. But what about the bronze category? Oh, there is a car off in the background there. That is Baz Meacham. But the bronze drivers are already filtering through. Oh, as Kurt Vanhoenacker has had a spin there. And Adam Wilson-Weir is off the track there. I don't think he's got much damage, but I think he did that just to avoid anybody running into him or him running into anyone else. So, quite a bit of drama already at the start of that race. There are a few cars off on the side, including Mark Sykes. He's running slow on the side there in the McLaren. But at the front, Langford gets away nice and quick. Nearly 8/10 clear already. That is a healthy gap to have, particularly on these banked sections of Daytona. Into the bus stop we go. Very, very misty and foggy out there at Daytona today. I don't think we're expecting any rain, actually, but it is very, very misty out there for the drivers and will affect visibility far up the road for them. Jake Pitt has made the move on Ben Bennyworth. Bennyworth's not had a good start to this race. He's dropping back from 2nd to 5th at the moment, and it looks like he might lose to 6th as Stefan Wessels is looking all around, tucking back behind into the slipstream. We've also got Jamie Dory lurking around here as well. Jake Pitt's trying to get his nose ahead before breaking into turn number 1. And Ben Bennyworth will challenge back on the inside, but it's definitely the outside line that can be the better line to have. But Ben Bennyworth is much better around the apex, and there's a spin there from Jake Pitt, I believe. No, it's not. There's another driver off on the side, that's Ben Altrier, and it causes havoc in the gold category there. Somehow they all get through, but it promotes Stefan Wessels up to 3rd, Mike Barber up to 4th, Gaz Williams up to 5th, and it's actually Jamie Dory and Ben Bennyworth who lose out the most in that carnage. Silver category, Nigel Stock is back in front of Kyle Oosthuizen, who seems to have dropped back a little bit. He seems relatively safe at the moment, no damage on his car that's visible. But in the bronze category, I'm going to say it, Gabriel Papaconstantinou is in a prime position here. I mean, there's a long way to go, but with things as they are right now in bronze, he would be the championship winner. Now, it's a very, very early to decide anything on that. It's Elwyn Sykes here in 6th place. He's got a chance to catch back up. Adam Wilson-Weir, a bit of a slow start for him, actually. 10th place at the moment. He'll be a bit nervous at the moment, I imagine, but he's just got to get his head down. He's just got to focus on picking one car off at a time to get himself back to the front. Couple of drivers really fallen by the wayside. Stephen Bird is one of them, 2nd in the championship heading into tonight. He needs to make sure that he does get a good result tonight to cover himself off from Gaz Williams. Paul Walsh is running again now. He had the big spin at the start of that race, and let me see if I can go find that spin from my fellow commentator, Paul Walsh. See if we can find it. Here it is. So this is what happened to Paul Walsh. He can be heading through the kink. Hit the curb, and the cold tyres just lets the car around. Contact with Baz Mitchell collects Jeffrey Kruger, I think, as well. And all he could do is just hold his brakes and wait for all the cars to pass by. Now, excuse me. Still got a cold, ladies and gentlemen. Do excuse me. Right, let's go take a look at Ben Altrier's incident. Ben Altrier in the green full tilt car there. Outgoing teams champions, of course, are full tilt. And it just slips sideways under the cold tyres there. And collects Ben Bennyworth. And that'll be why Ben Bennyworth is in the pits already. Taking a fast repair and will be an unscheduled pit stop, which is a big shame for him. He rejoins the race, though. Matthew Cheverton, let's get in closer to him. A Dale Earnhardt tribute livery. Look at that, that's fantastic. Big number 3 on the side. The Aztec Racing driver, currently 10th position. He'll definitely want to be 3rd or higher to match his number on his car. We'll see how he gets on later in the race. It is Langford leading at the moment, a 1.5 second lead over Alan McCain at the moment. And Alan McCain, despite his injury, giving it a good go. It is on his right foot, right leg, so pushing the accelerator is definitely the better leg to have injured of the two when you are racing. But he's giving it a go nonetheless. Nigel Stock, 2nd in the championship. He's got his rival right behind him. Realistically, if he wants any chance of winning the championship, he needs something bad to happen to Kyle Oosthuizen, and Nigel Stock realistically needs to win this race. Both of them pass by Jeffrey Kruger there. All going a bit wide there is Nigel Stock, and Kyle Oosthuizen's going to get the undercut at the corner. We'll have the better acceleration, but Nigel Stock will still hold the inside as we head into the horseshoe. Oh, he understeers a little bit into Kyle Oosthuizen there. And he gets back in front, does Nigel Stock. 5th position for him at the moment, with a lot of the drivers further up the road from him. 3 seconds up the road. It's the battle for first place between Blackwell, Williams and Seeger. Bronze category, a little bit further back. Gabriel Papaconstantinou is just ahead of Danny Switzer, who's a 5-time winner this season in the bronze category. He's had 3 sprint race wins and 2 feature race wins. Can he add an endurance win to his tally tonight? At the moment, he's challenging for the lead, right behind Gabriel Papaconstantinou right now. Jonathan Berry makes his way past Gabriel Yilmaz there, and Elwyn Sykes right on the back here. He'll definitely want more positions. He knows that Adam Wilson-Weir is a few positions back, but he needs to close in on Gabriel Papaconstantinou. For 1st to 8th position, 5 points separates each position, so it is crucial each position you get, and each position you lose is very detrimental. Stephen Bird back out on the track. He's lost a lot of time from the silver category, but he's going to plug away. He's going to try back at this as the race goes on. And look at this, a battle for the lead going into turn number 1. Paul Williams to the inside of Ryan Blackwell. And through goes Paul Williams of ECO team. And his teammates not too far behind either. That's Jochen Seeger right there. It's a 4-way battle for the top spot at the moment in this silver category. Let's just get another replay of how Paul Williams did it on Ryan Blackwell. This is going around the banking. Takes to the outside of Ryan Blackwell. And it will be a slightly later break because actually Williams is falling behind. Oh, he undercuts straight to the inside. That's a very daring move from Williams, but he picks off Blackwell, who was napping, drifting out to the right side of the corner. Brilliant move from Paul Williams there. He's going to try and pull away here. He's 8/10 clear at the moment. Pulling away from the Quatermass car, but Quatermass do have a driver in the lead in some form in this race, and it is the gold category and overall race leader, Langford, who won the feature race last week. He started on pole position last week, and he led lights to flag. And he might do the same tonight because Langford is very quick. A late entry to this series means he wasn't really given the chance to fight for the championship, but you got to think that if he had a proper chance at it, he might have been able to contend with McCluskey and Stephen Bird and Gaz Williams for those top spots. Let's see what happens next season, though. There is going to be a next season. I know that much. But we're not yet ready to reveal here at Next Gen Racing what it's going to be. At the moment, well held from Papaconstantinou of that top spot, and Jochen Seeger making his way past Blackwell there. Blackwell seems to be struggling at the moment. He's now under threat from Aaron Hobson as well, who gets a little bit squirrely hanging out the kink, but he remains in position. Seeger is into 2nd place, and it's now an ECO 1-2. They're both separate teams. One's the German team of ECO and one's the English team, British team should I say, but there are 1-2 for that franchise for the moment. And Hobson, big dive to the inside on Ryan Blackwell, but couldn't complete the move for the moment. And while this is happening, these guys here from 5th downwards are starting to catch up. Kyle Oosthuizen is closing in. Now, stats-wise this season, Kyle Oosthuizen did win at, I believe it was the Nordschleife. I'm just going to look at my notes to remind myself if that was the case. No, it wasn't. He won the endurance race at Monza, did Kyle Oosthuizen. He'll be looking for another endurance win tonight. His record this season is 4 sprint wins, a feature race win, and an endurance win. His championship rival, Nigel Stock, has a lot of podiums, but 1 feature race win, and that was at Road America to his name. Very much been Mr. Consistent this season. Look at this in the gold category. This battle here, headed by Jamie Dorey. But you've got Gaz Williams here versus Ben McCluskey, who's got a gold livery tonight to celebrate his championship win and the number 1 on his door. And rightly so. Of course he can have that. A nice gold livery there. Very Max Verstappen there, celebrating his championship. And he's up a few places, but Matthew Cheverton diving to the inside of Gaz Williams there in the number 3 livery. Number 3 trying to chase down number 1 just ahead of him here, but he's up to 8th place in the Mustang. And Gaz Williams dropping down the order a little bit is going to help Stephen Bird. It's going to relax Stephen Bird a little bit when it comes to the championship battle for P2. Danny Switzer has moved himself into the first place of the bronze category. Just trying to find when that happens. Not too sure, but he's in the lead of the bronze category. And Danny Switzer got the best record, actually, of the bronze category this season. He's got 5 wins, 3 in the sprints, 2 in the features. He's missing an endurance win. Could that be tonight? Andy Rooney has probably got the other best record in the bronze category. 2 sprint race wins, a feature race win, and an endurance win at the Nordschleife. Sitting 9th right now, right behind championship leader Adam Wilson-Weir, who's up to 8th place. Is looking a bit more promising for him, but he's going to need higher positions than that. But the thing is, with this bronze category, they're all contending with one another pretty much for this championship battle. You've got only 2 places ahead of Wilson-Weir. Vanhoenacker does have a chance at the championship. Elwyn, Sykes just ahead of him. They're battling them too, Sykes and Vanhoenacker. Sykes is 2nd in the championship. Carl Vatens is in with the championship shout. And just up the road here, Papaconstantinou, of course, is 3rd in the championship. Adam Wilson-Weir to the inside of Gabriel. That'll be another position for him, and he'll make his way through. Now, Jochen Seeger, I've just seen, is in the pits for some reason. I'm not sure what's happened to him. He was 2nd place in category. Oh, and going wide there was Wilson-Weir, and it's because Gabriel Yilmaz was blinking in and out of existence there, and he's still blinking in and out, and that must have been really off-putting for the championship leader there, and it's meant that he's had to back off and try again. Well, it's drama filled already in this bronze category. Wilson-Weir has got a long time to do this, though. He's got his teammate behind, helping him out a little bit, just holding up a few other drivers, so Adam Wilson-Weir has got a bit more breathing space. So let's see if something's happened to Jochen Seeger. The reason why he's in the pits. There we go, he's had an off track, and this will be it. He's got Blackwell right behind him there. A bit wiggly heading out there. And he runs off the track. Oh, and he slips sideways. Oh, and into the wall. That'll be heavy damage on the front of the car. That's 2nd place gone for Jochen Seeger, and he was looking so good for just a moment. Side by side between Mike Barber and Alan McCain, heading out of turn number 1, and Stefan Wessels is also threatening those positions there. Barber straight to the inside, a big dive there, out-braking Alan McCain, and through he goes. Fantastic move from the Verano Motorsport driver. And now Wessels gets the undercut on the next-gen driver of Alan McCain, but can't complete it. McCain will challenge back here, potentially. Will he go for a dive? Oh, he didn't. I think he did think about it, but he decided not to go for it. 3 manufacturers up against each other here. Mustang at the front, Porsche in 3rd, and the McLaren at the back. Onto the banking. Let's see if the Porsche will get the upper hand. The pace on the Mustang, actually. Like I said earlier, whispers on the grapevine are that the Porsche and the Ferrari are the better cars to have on the circuit. We have got an interesting battle here. Hobson versus Blackwell. Hobson is having a good race so far. Moving up the order. 3 places gained in category. But Kyle Oosthuizen's not too far behind him. And Kyle Oosthuizen, crucially, has broken away from Nigel Stock. 1.6 seconds clear. But let's keep an eye on Hobson versus Blackwell. This is the battle for 2nd place in category. And on the outside is Hobson. Who's going to be the bravest of the 2 heading into the bus stop? It's going to be Hobson. Blackwell backs out of it and lets Hobson go. But a good exit there from Blackwell. He'll be able to challenge back on the Mercedes. Oh, he looked to the inside, but covering it off is Hobson. You'll have to try another way. Good run here from Oosthuizen as well. He's going to look to the outside as we head over and off the banking. To the outside he goes. He's alongside 3rd place Ryan Blackwell. 3 wide as we head round the banking. Just like a NASCAR race, only we're racing GT3s here. Blackwell tucks back under. Oh, I thought he was going to try and get a late braking on the inside, but it's still side by side between Oosthuizen and Blackwell, but I think Blackwell has got a better exit. Yes, he has. Tucked back in front. That's the kind of racing you typically get here at Daytona. Side by side all around the banking. It might result to no change of position, but it is incredibly exciting watching the drivers face off against each other on a track like Daytona. Gold category update. Ben McCluskey in the gold livery is up to 5th place past Alan McCain. He's behind Jamie Dury. So Ben McCluskey, although he's won the championship, is all sewn up. He's still not backing off at all. This is what McCluskey has been good at this season. He's taken his time and he has rightfully relied on his own natural pace to just get up the order during these feature races and endurance races where it lumbers him at the back of the grid for the start of the race, and he's got to plug his way through. He's very good at doing that. He's very good at keeping the car safe and clean. Paul Williams, a good lead at the moment of 1.2 seconds. Hobson right behind here. He executed the Blackwell just a lap ago, and he can focus on trying to catch up with Paul Williams. Aaron Hobson has been one of the most improved drivers in my opinion this season, and as I say that, he spins it coming out of the bus stop. That wasn't a commentated curse because he was doing that as I was saying it, so I could just eat my own words unfortunately. Now he has been very, very much improved driver this season. That time just a little bit of bad luck there, getting it out of shape on the curb heading out of the bus stop. And here's another replay of how that happened. Listen carefully to the car. Yeah, he accelerated as it went over the bump of the car. Car got airborne and lost a lot of traction. That's a shame. He was looking real good to try and catch up with the top spot. But now catching up with the top spot is going to be Kyle Oosthuizen as he moves by and past Ryan Blackwell. Here's how he did it. And this is heading out of the bus stop, so I imagine Blackwell probably backed off a little bit to get around Hobson. He did. He had to evade to the outside, and Kyle Oosthuizen was able to sneak it to the inside. That'll be how he gets it done on this banking. So Kyle Oosthuizen didn't need much to secure the championship tonight, but taking a win in this race potentially might just about do it. We'll check back in with the silvers very, very shortly. It's a big lead in the gold category for Langford. 6 seconds clear of Mike Barber. Meanwhile, in this bronze category, Danny Switzer's got a near 6-second lead. And it's Papaconstantinou versus Stein Vatens at the moment, with Vatens getting the big exit out of the corner that enters the bank section. And he'll move into 2nd place here, will the Porsche driver. Into the bus stop, relatively safe from Papaconstantinou. Papaconstantinou will need more positions than what he's got right now to have any hope of the championship. Technically looking at it as things stand right now, he's threatening Stein Vatens a little bit here. And he'll move to the outside. He'll give it a go here. He'll give it another go for that 2nd spot, will Papaconstantinou. But he tucks back in behind. 7th place held for Adam Wilson-Weir at the moment. That scores him 20 points. I fear that probably won't be enough. And as things stand right now, it will be... I'm just going to check. Oh, that makes it even more interesting. So as things stand, it will be a tie between Sykes and Papaconstantinou at the top of the standings if things finish as they are right now. 280 points for Papaconstantinou and Elwyn Sykes, and just 3 points down will be Adam Wilson-Weir. So Adam Wilson-Weir needs one more position to be in with an as it stands chance. Very, very close margins in this bronze category. We knew it would be. We absolutely knew it would be. Just going to try and take a look at the rest of the category, how that looks as it stands. This will be 4th place as it stands for Kurt Vanhoenacker and 5th place for Stijn Vatens as it stands. So we'll check back in with this bunch very, very shortly. New fastest lap for Ryan Blackwell. He's got good slipstream ahead of him as Kyle Oosthuizen takes the lead in the silver category. And it'll be following the slipstream which really helped Blackwell out there, particularly in the Porsche. But this is how he done it. And it was quite a while ago while we were watching the bronze battles take place. Heading out of the horseshoe, there's a big run on Paul Williams. Takes to the outside as we go through the kink. Dab of the brakes there just to keep it stabilised. Brilliant move around the outside. Blackwell's made his way past Paul Williams as well. It was looking good for Paul Williams for quite a while. We'll see how he responds here. Nigel Stock not too far behind as well. He'll close in as well. With Jeffrey Kruger right behind him as well. Jeffrey Kruger, outgoing bronze category champion, but I certainly do feel that if Jeffrey Kruger attended all rounds and he didn't have the bad luck of 2 disconnections, I believe, this season, he definitely would have been in with a shot of the championship this season. But until next year, the outgoing champions at the moment are Ben Bennyworth of the silver category and Jeffrey Kruger of the bronze category. And the other 2 champions from last season are not taking part this season. That was Karol Pachalka and Luca Monroe. So let's see how Kyle Oosthuizen responds. Now taking the lead, he can relax somewhat. The hardest job of the night is done for Oosthuizen. He's up the front. He's there safe and sound as well. Fastest lap again for Ryan Blackwell. Sitting in the slipstream here is very beneficial for himself. And Stijn Vatens takes away the fastest lap from Wilson-Weir. And that drops Wilson-Weir a few points. Meaning that Wilson-Weir really does need to get more positions from where he is now. The back of this pack is Kurt Vanhoenacker. Now when Sykes is dropping back here from Papaconstantinou, which is not good for his championship. And he is 6 seconds down, so Papaconstantinou, he needs to focus on either fastest lap or more positions. They're a long way behind Danny Switzer. Well, actually, Danny Switzer has dropped a little bit of time. He's now only 3 seconds clear of Stijn Vatens. But Papaconstantinou needs another position to be in with a shot at the championship. It's going to be a lot of focus on this bronze category tonight, I hope you know, ladies and gentlemen. But it's because it's so close between them. It really is. Back to the silvers. Blackwell, let's see what he does with Kyle Oosthuizen here on the banking. The Porsche, a bit quicker than the BMW. The BMW is very much considered an all-rounder car. It's not big on pace, but it's not slow on pace. Traction-wise, it's relatively mid. So it's a nice neutral car. And we can see the Porsche is gaining on the BMW around the banking here, but not enough to warrant a move from the Quetemass driver. And Paul Williams still in touch here with second and first. McCluskey gets the undercut on his teammate Jamie Dury. Jamie Dury in the Mustang this week. He's had 3 different cars this season. And if you do switch car during the season, you do get penalties. So Jamie Dury has seen he's in a championship position where he doesn't really want to fight for higher position, or feels he doesn't need to fight for the higher positions. So he's switching cars to see which he likes, ready for next season. But I must say that next gen livery is giving me very Miami Heat vibes. There, away kit. The purple and pink there. It's sorry, the blue and pink there. It's very Miami colours. How apt as we're in Florida right now. The Sunshine State, and it's not really sunshine right now. Very, very foggy out there. High humidity, but dry track. 100% humidity, actually. That's why it's so easy out there for us. Very difficult to see these cars. I'm squinting quite a little bit, and I'm staring at right in front of the screen. Jamie Dory pushing his teammate, indirect teammate, down along the banking here. Got to be careful even in these GT3 cars. They're not quite as boxy as the NASCARs are. You can bump draft in these, and that's what we're seeing with Jamie Dory and McCluskey here. And just before the braking zone, Jamie Dory will back off, but he has broke a bit too late there. He managed to rejoin nice and safe in front of Alan McCain. But it's 4 next-gen drivers in a row here. McCluskey, Dory, McCain and Williams in parade here. And of course, McCluskey, Alan McCain and Gaz Williams could well secure the team's championship tonight for next-gen racing with Benji Sim Photos. Kyle Oosthuizen still leads the silver category here in the race, and in the championship will instead extend his lead out. Now he did. It's a little bit like Abby Pulling in the Formula One Academy. She provisionally won the championship last week at Qatar, but following post-race proceedings, will have to do it this week at Abu Dhabi. It's very similar to what's happened to Oosthuizen here. He provisionally won it last week at Nürburgring, but he'll, due to post-race proceedings, he'll have to do it again tonight. Alan McCain has had a spin at the bus stop. And this is how it happened. At the bottom of our screen there, just behind the Mustang. Oh, the car out of shape there. A bit too much curb on the first corner of the bus stop there, and that sends him round under correction. And that sends him down to 8th place, touring a little bit as he lets by Kyle Oosthuizen and Ryan Blackwell. And actually, Stein Vatens has gone into the wall, has spun at the bus stop. That could well be any chance over for Stein Vatens, and this is how it's happened during the bus stop. Oh, the car sideways upon landing after the 3rd curb off the bus stop, and that's a big hit into the wall, and he'll have to take fast repairs. That promotes Papaconstantinou up a position. Vatens is carrying on. He has not stopped just yet. But that does promote Papaconstantinou up to 2nd position. And very much puts things in his favour. In a very good spot. Let's see what Elwyn Sykes can do. He's going to have Stein Vatens with a lot of damage ahead of him. Will have to get that repaired. I'm assuming he's going to have a meatball flag. And I'm assuming the car's grip is not going to be that well, and the top end speed is going to be awful on that car. Wilson-Weir has moved up a position. He's up to 6th place. That's good for him, but also Papaconstantinou has also moved up. Vatens is going to be struggling here. It's still close as things stand. Papaconstantinou still, as it stands, leads the championship by 5 points. Sykes needs to get this 3rd position. I do feel like he'll get it from Stein Vatens though. But if Vatens, there we go, he's slowing to let by Sykes. There we go, that'll put things back as it stands on a tied situation. 285 points as it stands between Papaconstantinou and Elwyn Sykes. And it would go to countback, and the countback would make Papaconstantinou win the championship as he has more race wins. 2 feature race wins to the 1 of Elwyn Sykes. That's how close things really are in this bronze category tonight. 3rd recovering following an earlier pit stop. Stein Vatens carries on. Not heading down into pit lane just yet. Kurt Vanhoenacker would be the next to arrive, and Adam Wilson-Weir. That's points he crucially needs if he can get by Stein Vatens. And Stein Vatens' teammate is just ahead of Wilson-Weir here. That's Kurt Vanhoenacker. In the silver category, Matthew Addy battling with Jeffrey Kruger here. Addy will have the inside, and they've also got Nigel Stock behind them as well. Addy with the better line, but getting very close between them two side by side. Heading onto the banking now. It's pretty much going to be the latest of the late breakers, but actually Addy has the better line on the inside, so he's got the shorter route round the corner here. But can Kruger keep it alongside? Addy will be able to tuck back in, but I don't think he's going to. He's going to let Kruger have that line. But Addy is later on the brakes, heading through the bus stop here. Got to keep it in shape, got to keep it on the black stuff and not get it out of shape. He does that well. Addy into 4th place. Gabriel Yilmaz has had an incident. That's heading out of the bus stop. No, that's heading onto the banking, do excuse me. Oh, and it slips wide. Getting a bit too wide out there onto the marbles, and that's what slips the car around. Adam Wilson-Weir moves up to 5th place as Steinvaten's struggling here. He will have to take a pit stop to get the car repaired. The more time he loses out there, the worse it's going to be for him. And he has headed down into pit lane to get that fast repair. But Wilson-Weir moves into 5th place. He's not too far behind Kurt Vanhoenacker, so he can keep challenging for that 4th spot. Papaconstantinou is relatively safe in 2nd at the moment. And Sykes has got to keep an eye on his mirrors behind him and focus on trying to catch up with Papaconstantinou. But as things stand, it is a 3-way tie. At least I think it is anyway, if I just check the fastest laps here. Yep, it is. It's a 3-way tie for the championship as things stand. As Sykes makes his way past a back marker. One of the CSA cars, I believe that's Wesley Lewin he's just passed. It is not an overtake for position. But yeah, 3-way tie on 285 points between Wilson-Weir, Sykes and Papaconstantinou. And it would still go to Papaconstantinou on countback. Realistically, the one who's in the best opportunity to actually make the difference here is Wilson-Weir. If he can get past Vanhoenacker, he will get back into the championship lead on the road. And Elwyn Sykes here, just up the road there, he's got his teammate back there to maybe help them out. Now, a good slipstream here from Wilson-Weir is what he needs. He's getting it from the CSA car. He'll go to the middle to try and make his way past Vanhoenacker, who gets a little bit close to him on the banking here. Oh, please don't make contact, guys. As Vanhoenacker pulls off to pit lane, he's going to take his first scheduled stop. Now, it will be coming around very soon, actually. But challenging back here is Wesley Lewin. He's going to challenge it back. But actually, Wilson-Weir doesn't need to fight too much with Wesley Lewin. But Wesley Lewin probably is trying to protect his teammate there. But Wilson-Weir's into 4th place. That's crucial. That is, the as it stands, championship lead for him. He'll lead it as it stands by 5 points. That is the position he needed. If Danny Switzer just keeps up this performance, he'll just pull away. And that realistically means Papaconstantinou and Elwyn Sykes will not get any further positions. But we'll see what Kurt Vanhoenacker can do. He's come in for a scheduled pit stop, so it means he's going to try and undercut here. And he's back out on the track. It's a very long pit limiter period for the drivers at this track. Okay, so let's have a rundown of our orders. We're approaching pit stop territory. We've got Harry Langford at the top of the standings here, 8 seconds clear of Stefan Wessels. A brilliant drive at the moment for Harry Langford. He started on the front row, but he's really putting in some good pace. Stefan Wessels, 8 seconds down in 2nd position. He's in a battle with Verona Motorsports driver Mike Barber. And further down the road in the gold livery to celebrate his championship, Ben McCluskey. Just behind him is Jamie Dury. And Jamie Dury's got to do my rally later. I'm going to make sure about that. But he's 5th place here at the moment. A good standing position for him right now. Gaz Williams certainly on track to take third in the championship tonight, I believe. Anyway, I'm just going to check that actually. 6th place for Gaz Williams will score him 25 points. And Mike Barber, who's 3rd place, will score himself 40 points. Oh, they'll be tied on points. It's too much for me. I can't cope. And bonus points will go to Langford at the moment. So as things stand, it's a tie for 3rd place in the standings between Gaz Williams and Mike Barber. I need to go to bed. it's too much maths tonight. So Gaz Williams realistically needs another position. Mike Barber could do with getting a position on Stefan Wessels, actually. And McCain off the track. He's dropping down quite a bit. Oh, and Danny Switzer's had a moment, apparently. I think he was heading out onto the banking. Now he's heading into the second horseshoe. Hits the grass. Oh, and the car's just going around. And he stamped it on the brakes just to make sure he doesn't hit the wall. That's the right thing to do. Now he's lost a little bit of time there, but he's not in big... He wasn't in big danger there. It's just a minor mistake. He's still in the lead. He keeps going. So yeah, plenty going on in this. It's the championship lead in the bronze category being contended. And it's 3rd place. Very closely contested in the gold category at the moment. Not a whole lot going on in the silver category. Actually, it seems relatively tame for them at the moment. Nigel Stock for 2nd place realistically needs to be within 4 positions of Matthew Addy to secure that position. Ian Manners is not racing tonight, so that means that Matthew Addy pretty much is safe for a top 3 spot. As long as he finishes the race, of course. And Kyle Oosthuizen definitely this time on course for a championship win. Things getting a bit closer between Ryan Blackwell and Paul Williams at the moment. The battle for 2nd place. And not too far behind is Matthew Addy here in 4th place, chasing down the top 3. Gaz Williams versus Jake Pitt here as we head into turn number 1. Gaz Williams drops a place. He'll drop to 7th position, which is less points, which means, as it stands, Mike Barber, the positions Mike Barber and Gaz Williams finish right now, Mike Barber will take 3rd in the championship. Such close quarters in this championship. It really is, even in across all these categories. I'm not really sure why the standards have done that. I've decided to swap around the bronze and silver category there. Hopefully it sorts itself out in a few laps, but the silver category are definitely ahead of the bronze category. So the pit stops will be coming up very, very soon, and actually it ended up being quite an early stop for Kurt Vanhoenacker, who's still back here. Now actually he's behind Stijn Weitens, who's just heading over the start-finish line, and there's Vanhoenacker. So Stijn Weitens hasn't lost a huge amount of time, as we knew he wouldn't anyway. The fast repairs, how that works if you're unfamiliar with iRacing fast repairs, is it literally repairs your car by magic instantly. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card, basically, in the form of iRacing. And that's what Stijn Weitens has got, and what he's going to be doing here is getting the hammer down to try and challenge back on his championship rivals. He really is the one that Papaconstantinou, Sykes and Wilson-Weir have got to keep an eye on. He'll be the one that throws the cat amongst the pigeons for the championship battle. Wilson-Weir's had an incident. He's heading slow out of the bus stop here. He drops to 5th place already as a result. And this is how it's happened. Gets sideways, can't regain it. Oh, and he doesn't. Well, he does hit the wall a little bit. I don't think that's going to cause any damage. Panic stations for Wilson-Weir there. He's trying to get it back out of the wall. Now, here we go. Bronze category drivers in the pits. Wilson-Weir's in the pits. Oh no, and he's missed his stop. And he's been hit on the rear. He's had to reverse his car back into the pit stall because he's missed it. Oh, this lap has just been a disaster for Adam Wilson-Weir. Great news for Papaconstantinou. His eyes will light up after seeing that as he leaves the stop now. He can carry on his way. And he will have to check where he is relative to Stein Vatens. But it's Adam Wilson-Weir who's going to be the one losing out a lot on this. Vatens moves past. That's already going to lose more positions for Wilson-Weir. Likewise with Kurt Vanhoenacker. He's passed by. Wilson-Weir's still in the pits here. Now he leaves. He's got a big task to do. There's only one more pit stop, so he's really got to get the pace in here. This has really opened the floodgates for Papaconstantinou, who's dropped a place, actually. He's dropped a place behind Stein Vatens, who, although pitted early with a fast repair, had to repair a huge amount of that car, has jumped ahead. So he's put in some really good laps here, and he might well have got himself back into 2nd place contention in Calgary. Incredible if he's managed to do that. A lot of drivers in the pits now. Langford, race leader, in the pits. Likewise with the silver category leader, Oosthuizen's in the pits. But a couple of drivers are able to carry on, including Mike Barber, who's in with a shot of 3rd in the championship tonight. Benji McCluskey carries on as well. Gaz Williams, Paul Williams, Nigel Stock, Stephen Bird, they're all carrying on, getting an extra lap in. Now, the key thing with an extra lap here at Daytona is it means you can you don't need to fill your car up as much later on in the race, which saves time in the pit box. There'll be one more stop for the drivers on the main strategy in this race, that is. Danny Switzer's in the pits here. Is he heading out? Yes, he is. He's finishing in the pits. Likewise with Elwyn Sykes. Stein Vatens heading down the start-finish section. But I think Elwyn Sykes... Oh, no. Actually, I don't think so. I think Stein Vatens is going to get back in front. Yes, he is. Back in front goes the Belgian driver. And here comes Papaconstantinou. He might well be able to get back in front of Elwyn Sykes. I think it's going to be a little bit close, but it will be Papaconstantinou gets back in front, potentially. It's going to be side by side, heading into the bus horseshoe. No, it's not. Of course it's not. Papaconstantinou's back in front, and a big dive to the inside from Kurt Vanhoenacker into the horseshoe to try and help out his teammates. Sykes challenges back, but he's going to have very cold tyres, whereas these other drivers on the undercut strategy here are going to be on relatively warmer tyres. Through goes Kurt Vanhoenacker into 4th place. Sykes drops to 5th from 2nd. And going long actually isn't the better thing to do when it comes to track position. It seems that the undercut is hugely effective here at Daytona. Mike Barber has managed to prolong this for an extra lap above, in fact, all drivers. He's got this extended run. Incredible fuel savage from Mike Barber. Switzer still leads in the bronze category. Vatens with a very good outlap there. As we see Sammy Ariba on the inside there, just getting out the way of other drivers. Langford's nearly 10 seconds clear of Stefan Wessels. He'll be the outright race leader for the moment. Once Mike Barber pits, it'll all sort itself out again. And when things have calmed down a little bit, we'll be able to get a state of play in the bronze category and the gold category, actually, because we want to keep an eye on the battle for 3rd position, which is consisting of the driver we're watching here, Mike Barber. He was battling for 2nd place. until this pit stop. Langford here will make his way past, presumably anyway. And Stefan Wessels, who's pitted earlier, which we've seen already, is definitely the better strategy to be on. Well, when it comes to track position, it is anyway. Cheverton's having a good race here. 4th place for him at the moment. Stefan Wessels will come around here. Langford's made his way past Mike Barber. Mike Barber's out of his box and will make his way towards turn number 1. It is painful on this pit exit because you can see the other drivers heading towards you on the outside here. But then you have the inside line here. It's definitely going to be Wessels who makes his way past. Barber might actually drop behind Cheverton, who dives to the inside. But challenging back on the outside there is Mike Barber in the yellow Verana Motorsport car. 2 Mustangs facing off against one another. And let me just check. Cheverton is on an alternate strategy, actually. But it might be a strategy that works. Now, if he's actually 3rd on track, this is a net position, potentially, for Cheverton, if he is still on a 2-stop. Now, while we are looking at this, gold category, as it stands, 4th place for Mike Barber. And for Gaz Williams, he's in 8th place. Which means that Mike Barber still, as it stands, 3rd position in the championship. Now in the bronze category, Stijn Vatens has wriggled his way back into a good position here. Elwyn Sykes down to 5th position at the moment. It's Adam Wilson-Weir who's really lost out. He's down to 9th place at the moment, which really isn't good for his championship chances. As things stand, it's a 5-point championship win for Papaconstantinou as things are right now. Elwyn Sykes needs to be ahead of Papaconstantinou realistically for him to beat Papaconstantinou in this championship. Unless bonus points come into play later on. Bonus points at the moment, I'm not actually sure who holds them in the bronze category. I can't actually tell from my view. Fairly close here, as Sykes is getting close to the rear of Kurt Vanhoenacker here. Oh, going inside the bank in there, which can be risky. He's going to take to the outside. Can he be later on the brakes? Going to get it alongside, but will he be able to complete the move here? Oh, he might just do it. He's still alongside Kurt Vanhoenacker. But no, he has to back out of it through the kink. Heading into the horseshoe. Kurt Vanhoenacker is nervous on the inside there, guarding the inside. Papaconstantinou will welcome this and be like, yeah, you guys carry on. You carry on battling. I'm happy just sitting here and pulling away from you guys as you contend for that 1 position. We'll check back in with this very, very shortly. Stefan Wessels, Matthew Cheverton. Cheverton's having a brilliant night at the moment. He'll have lighter fuel as well, so that means... I mean, he's lighter on fuel, not he's using lighter fuel to go quicker. He'll have less fuel, which means you can see already he's actually lapping quicker than Barber. He's got a bit of slipstream on Wessels, but you know, Cheverton will have an emptier fuel tank, which means it will help him down the faster sections of this track. This is the battle for 2nd place. Jochen in the pits. This will be his 2nd pit stop. It was an unscheduled pit stop earlier. He had to take a fast repair due to hitting the wall following a spin. Oh, and Paul Williams has had an instant. If I can capture him yet, he's spun on the outside of turn number 1 there. So from one ECO driver to another on our replay here. Oh, and he tried exactly the same move as earlier. But it hasn't worked. He's understeered into Blackwell and it spins him round. It was nearly a carbon copy of the move he did earlier on Blackwell, but it hasn't worked out. Down to 7th place for Williams. Blackwell gets away with that one then. Cheverton moves to the inside of Wessels and through he goes and into 2nd place goes the Aztec driver. You need to race the Dale Earnhardt livery more often, Matthew. This is an incredible drive from him. Charging towards the start-finish line to start another lap. 52 minutes done. 68 minutes remaining. Mike Barber here lurking around as well. He'll definitely want more positions. Things are okay for him as it stands. If he can progress upwards from here, further benefits his chances of 3rd in the championship. Remember, with the silver category, Kyle Oosthuizen merely only needs to finish this race. And at the moment, he's winning this race. So, championship in his hands, and it'll be a 1-2 in silver category for CSA as things stand. 2nd place held by Jeffrey Kruger as he battles with Matthew Addy still. Close here in bronze category again. Elwyn Sykes trying to go to the outside of Kurt Vanhoenacker as we head into turn number 1. And Papaconstantinou is right in front of these two. He might be involved in these guys' battle very, very shortly if they carry on. Vanhoenacker tucks back in front of Elwyn Sykes. Sykes is not able to keep it hang around the outside to continue the move heading into the kink. It's the game of chess now between these three. Paul Walsh has had an incident heading out of turn number 1. Last week's sprint race winner. Brakes quite early going into turn number 1 there. I'm not sure if he has a problem on the car. Oh, and 2 cars going for the same bit of track there. It didn't quite work out. And Walsh can't get going again by the looks of it. As he is just sitting there waiting for other cars to pass by. We'll leave him alone now, but yeah, not a great race for Paul Walsh, unfortunately. Papaconstantinou. He'd be really keen to make sure that he doesn't lose any positions on his rivals here. Close between 3rd, 4th and 5th. Sykes has no choice but to try the outside. Kurt Vanhoenacker has the inside well covered. Sykes is not laying off on the brakes there. Or is he? Or is he? He's going to hang on here. He's managed to do it this time around. And he'll have the inside going into the horseshoe. He'll take 4th place potentially here. We see Paul Walsh struggling away on the outside there. The driver's trying to keep away from him. But up to 4th place for Elwyn Sykes. Proved me wrong with that move. I didn't think he broke late enough, but he has. And he's through. And this means, as it stands, tied on points between Sykes and Papaconstantinou. But like I mentioned, count back of wins, Papaconstantinou will still win the championship. So Sykes needs to get in front of the Cypriot driver ahead of him. And he's getting close as we head back onto the banking here. Sykes seems to be, right now in this race, in very good form. As he searches for a podium spot. Cheverton still in 2nd place here in the gold category. Just ahead of Wessels. Oh, that's Martin Hobson after a spin on the horseshoe there. Trying to get away. Through the bus stop. Let's keep an eye on Sykes. Let's see what he can respond with here. One out the way, straight back on the attack, onto the other. And this one, the more important. This could well be, if we look back later, it could end up being the battle for the championship. Sykes takes to the outside. He's alongside. Can he do the same move on Vanhoenacker that he'll do on Papaconstantinou? I don't think so. Papaconstantinou was pushing him more to the outside then than what Kurt Vanhoenacker was doing. Challenges back. Papaconstantinou guards the inside. Just to update, up to 7th place is Wilson-Weir, and that puts him to within 5 points of these two. As it stands in the championship, he needs more places than that. Oh, as Sykes takes a little lunge to the inside. Oh, and he backs out of it. He really does. I could just tell there he really didn't want contact to be the result of what gives him the championship or compromises another driver. Papaconstantinou powering it round the corner there, using all the road and more. As Matthew Cheverton's in the pits to take another scheduled pit stop here. In fact, he might well be off strategy here. He will probably have to take another pit stop, which is a shame because he was looking quick. And that will be a big shame for Cheverton if that is the case. I believe it is. I don't think the fuel tank can last longer than an hour in these GT3s. So we're back onto the banking. And this bronze category championship is constantly changing. We're just going to take a look at Adam Wilson-Weir here. He's got Craig Tillotson not too far ahead of him, and another position for Adam Wilson-Weir will put him strongly back in contention. Jonathan Berry and Andy Rooney probably helping him out there, just keeping Adam Wilson-Weir in front. Sykes and Kurt Vanhoenacker don't make any moves that time around. Super close between these three. And Kurt Vanhoenacker, as things stand, with the positions they're in right now, will only finish 15 points down in the championship. 4th place would be his. And it's been quite a comeback throughout the season, actually, for Kurt Vanhoenacker to get to 4th place and to be within 15 points of the win. So it's some going from the Dutchman heading into this final round. As we take a look back to Alan McCain. The busted knee still racing tonight. Credit to him. As he mixes it with the silver category drivers. That's Ryan Blackwell, 4th place in silvers right in front of him. And that's a back marker on the outside there. That's Rob Savage letting these drivers through. Nigel Stock here, 5th place. Nigel Stock really... I speak to him in the group chat, obviously. He's part of my team. He knew he needed a lot of luck tonight to be in with a shot of winning the championship. He's happy with 2nd place. He's frustrated. Inside info, guys. He's very frustrated with his season. He feels he could have done a lot better, and he's been frustrated with some of the things that have happened to him this season. But considering that, 2nd place is still some going for the Ferrari driver. Check back in with these. No move yet from them. We are over the halfway mark in this race, and our leaders in each category at the moment. Harry Langford leads in the gold category. We'll start a new lap here, just crossing over the halfway point. All on his own there, 9 seconds clear of Stefan Wessels. Leader of the silver category. A 8-second lead at the top. Kyle Oosthuizen, who will take a win potentially in this endurance race to celebrate the championship to go on with that. Leader in the bronze category by 5.6 seconds, Danny Switzer, Verano Motorsport. This could be his 6th win of the season in bronze category and his 1st endurance win of the season. Harry Langford won the feature race last time out and he's a late entrant into the series. This will be, as it stands anyway, the second win of the season for him. It'll be back-to-back wins actually for Langford. And Kyle Oosthuizen has an endurance win. That was at Monza. Has a feature race win. And has 4 sprint race wins. This will be his second endurance win of the season as it stands. Current championship winners. Ben McCluskey has already sealed it in the gold category. Thus the gold livery. And the number 1 on his door. Kyle Oosthuizen, as it stands, the championship winner in silvers. With the way things are right now, even if he retired from this race, Nigel Stock would not be in a high enough position to win the championship. Oh, something's happened in the bronze category. Drop down here is Papaconstantinou. Now, let me see where that's come from. Vanhoenacker has moved back in front, so no off track or anything like that from Papaconstantinou. Oh, he does get out of shape. Oh, how did he keep hold of that? That was some going, and that's what drops him down 2 places. Crucial. Sykes has moved ahead of Papaconstantinou, which is what he needed. Kurt Vanhoenacker moves into 2nd position, and Sykes up to 3rd position. Down to 5th position, sorry. Excuse me, goes Papaconstantinou. He's got all the work to do yet again. And as things stand, and Wilson-Weir is still in 7th place. As things stand, Elwyn Sykes will be the bronze category championship winner. It's now officially swapped round 3 times for the as it stands champion in bronze category between Sykes, Papaconstantinou and Wilson-Weir. And look at this, Sykes is going to challenge for 3rd spot from Kurt Vanhoenacker, and it's actually getting a little bit more misty out there. We're really struggling to see now. And Elwyn Sykes trying his signature move yet again that he did previously on Kurt Vanhoenacker. But I think Vanhoenacker has grown the wiser following what happened earlier on. He gets it back in front of Sykes. And I believe that's Baz Meacham just in the middle of this pack here in the silver category, trying to recover his race. 9th place for him at the moment, a couple of laps down. Just trying to recover his race, as we mentioned. Mike Barber up to 3rd place here. This is good position for him to try and take 3rd in the championship from Gaz Williams, who's 6th right now, so it's a relatively healthy position for Gaz Williams. It means, as things stand, they'll tie for 3rd place, and I have no idea who would get it out of the 2 of them. Williams is close to Jake Pitt though, so realistically another place will really help him. So it gets very foggy here at Daytona yet again. Oh, we're down to 99% humidity. There we go, that's something. But yeah, we're not forecast rain at all tonight. We have had 2 rain-filled races this season. Zolder and Nürburgring. It was very entertaining. I was expecting more rain-filled races this season. Unfortunately, we didn't get more. But they were very, very entertaining. Probably the best races of the season. Yeah, just respond to Katie Eames on the chat there. 8th place from Alan McCain at the moment, despite an injury right now. That is some going. The man I like to call the unluckiest man on the grid. Maybe a good scar on his knee is a good lucky badge for him. To this bronze category battle. Sykes is in the position on track he realistically needs to be, and that's in front of Papaconstantinou. Adam Wilson-Weir has moved up another place, though. He's up to 6th place. He's made his way past Craig Tillotson. Here's how it happened. Going into the start-finish. Got the inside, and he'll outbrake, presumably going into turn number 1. He does, and he completes the move. Keeps it in shape as well as he goes through. So up to 6th place for the Quatermass driver. It's going in the right direction for Adam right now. And it means that as things stand, it will be a tie between him and Elwyn Sykes in the championship. But it means that Elwyn Sykes will still win on count back of wins. Because actually, Wilson-Weir has not won any races this season, which is a big surprise considering his pace and how well he's done in this championship. So he needs more places, but he's in a bit of a tricky spot in that he's a long way down time-wise behind Papaconstantinou, 23 seconds. So he needs a bit of luck at this point. He really does. Vanhoenacker back into 3rd place by the looks of it. Oh no, he was in 3rd place, excuse me, yeah. He's really the bottleneck in this championship battle for Elwyn Sykes. He's got Papaconstantinou to worry about behind him, and if Elwyn Sykes gets himself into 3rd place, that really helps him in the championship. That's the place these guys need to be to secure this. Mike Barber alongside Ben McCluskey, who makes his way through. McCluskey's onto the podium, and that helps out his teammate. That helps out Gaz Williams by getting into that 3rd spot. Mike Barber will now drop to 4th in the standings as it stands. And that helps out Gaz Williams, his teammate. He's under a little bit of a threat from Jamie Dory there. Now, I wonder if Jamie Dory's aware of the championship situations here. He probably isn't doing the maths that I'm doing in his head right now, but Jamie Dory just trying to have a laugh here by the looks of it, and I reckon Gaz Williams is trying to do the same. It's real close in the championship for that 3rd spot in golds. Oh, hang on a minute. Through goes Sykes on Kurt Vanhoenacker. He did it on the straight, well, not on the straight, but he did it on the banking, and that moves him up another spot. That puts him in provisional championship lead. Exactly what he needed. That really is exactly what he needed to make that move. Now let's get a proper look of how it happened. Heading past the pit entry there. Yeah, Kurt Vanhoenacker brakes quite early there. And Sykes dabbing the brakes just to keep the car in shape. Holds it around the outside of the corner as well. That's a very well executed move from the South African. He gets him back into that 3rd spot, which really, in this race, is the crucial space to be in. Switzer battling with Paul Williams here. And a nice little category to category battle. 7th versus 1st. McCluskey still just in front of Mike Barber here. Mike Barber's not giving up. Close for 3rd in the Championship of Gold as well. Now what can Adam Wilson-Weir do here? He is gaining on Papaconstantinou. He's caught a 2nd in the last 2 laps. And he needs a little bit more than that. He really does. Really, it is that bad pit stop for Adam Wilson-Weir that's really scuppered his chances here. But it's not over until Nicholas Latifi does anything to this. Now, I'm not wishing that on anyone in this field, but it's not the fat lady sayings anymore. It is until Nicholas Latifi crashes. That's the saying I see everywhere when they refer to a championship battle now. It's cruel on the guy. Nothing like that can happen in this series, though. No safety cars or anything like that. No dodgy steward decisions to do anything in this series right now. It is a straight-up fight on the track. You see Switzer and Paul Williams, both in separate categories, having a good little battle here. Switzer can afford to do that. Although, Steinvatens is closing in. 2 seconds behind. Steinvatens might well be able to put a challenge in on trying to win the race. It won't really get him higher in the championship. In fact, he'll jump to 5th past Andy Rooney as things stand. I think he will anyway. Yeah, he'll jump past Andy Rooney in the point standings as it stands. More so if he picks up the win here. Heading into turn number 1, Papaconstantinou trying to get back in front of Kurt Vanhoenacker. Papaconstantinou realistically needs to get in front of Kurt Vanhoenacker and in front of Elwyn Sykes to get his chances all the more probable for him. And it has been a very, very close fight in this bronze category throughout the entire race between these 3 drivers. And I think it will continue to be so for the rest of this race. Oh, okay. iRacing having a little bit of a panic there. To the silver category, and Matthew Addy's putting in a good shift at the moment. Gaining on Jeffrey Kruger here. And he might be able to put a challenge in on 2nd place in this race. Like I said earlier on, Addy needs to finish a lot of positions clear of Nigel Stock. Now we'll start worrying about that if Stock falls to, say, 7th place and Addy gets up to 2nd place. We'll start worrying about that then. That'll really put another championship thought in our head. If Matthew Addy can get this up to 2nd place. Points at the moment for Matthew Addy and for Nigel Stock. 25 points. It means they're separated by 6 points. So yeah, like I said, if Stock drops a place and Addy gains a place, that's when we need to start thinking about 2nd in the championship. In the silvers, Jonathan Berry slowly getting away from the bus stop there. Hasn't affected anything in the bronze category championship. They're all ahead of him anyway. And the car just slips sideways in the bus stop. It's a very difficult corner at the best of times, is the bus stop. Well, sequence of corners, shall I say. But when you've got high humidity, low track temperature, and low downforce setups like these cars, it's a pain in the neck. It's so satisfying when you do get the bus stop right, but it's so frustrating when you don't get it right and you get it completely wrong. Ended my 24 Hours of Daytona once, did the bus stop. It's driving the Ford GT2, I think. Blast from the past, that car. Kind of looks like an angry pig from the back. But, an angry bird or an angry pig, I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, and that's how horrible the bus stop can be. But like I said, when you get it right, it is so satisfying. Gaz Williams here. Just about holding on to 3rd in the championship as things stand. Let's turn our attention to bronze category now, though, because Steinvatens is in the pits. And he will take his last scheduled pit stop here. Now we know he took an early scheduled pit stop about 45 minutes ago, I think. Maybe an hour ago, actually. This will mean he drops down the order for the time being. He rejoins the track. But we do know that the undercut is powerful here, and that would be a big undercut if he can get it. He was gaining on Switzer not too long ago. Might be able to get the jump on the Verano driver and take a win potentially. Vatens has a singular race win to his name this season, and I'm just going to remind myself where it was. It was at Zolder, his home track of all places. He won the sprint race. Hobson making his way past Blackwell potentially here. This is the battle for fourth. You've got Nigel Stock back there as well. Outside as we head down, and I think actually Hobson has got the upper hand of pace as he heads around the outside of the Porsche driver. Nigel Stock, what are you doing, camera? Also looking to get by as well, and actually Blackwell lets by the two drivers. Hobson's through into fifth place, and Nigel Stock... Oh no, they're not upper place. Oh, do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. That was a back marker. That was Jonathan Berry. I honestly thought they were making their way past Blackwell there, but he's up here. Oh dear. Now there's a couple of drivers in the pits. Danny Switz is in the pits for his final, presumably, scheduled pit stop. Kurt Vanhoenacker as well. Now these guys might have learned from earlier on that the undercut is powerful here. Sykes and Papaconstantinou have carried on. Now, I wonder if Papaconstantinou was just trying to call the hand of Elwyn Sykes there. Is he not trying to raise the stakes or anything like that? He's just trying to follow Elwyn Sykes. And does he see an opportunity potentially to pass Elwyn Sykes for track position at this point? That might be what's on his mind. Wilson-Weir is also carrying on. All he can do is just keep his foot down and hope he can gain some time and gain some positions from here till race end. Switzer's back out on the track. And Stein Vatens has not got the jump on Switzer. In fact, Switzer's quite a way ahead of Stein Vatens, which was not the case a couple of laps ago. Kurt Vanhoenacker is making his way towards the exit here. He, Papaconstantinou, and Sykes were a long way behind Vatens anyway. A couple of drivers will head down onto pit road very, very shortly. Langford's got another lap in him. We'll see if Sykes and Papaconstantinou do as well. Matthew Addy. I wonder if he'll try and undercut Kruger here. We'll see what happens as we head into the final phase of pit stops very, very shortly. And Mike Barber sticking with McCluskey. Like I said earlier, as things stand, Mike Barber needs another place to try and get third in the championship Ingolds. It'll be some surge late half in the season for Mike Barber to claim third in the end there. It'll still be a very, very good surge in pace in this last half of the season anyway to get himself in with the chance. But it'll be some achievement if he can do that. They stay out for another lap, do the gold category drivers. And also the bronze category stayed out of Sykes, of Papaconstantinou, and Adam Wilson-Weir, to be fair. Switzer and Vatens will carry on. For Kurt Vanhoenacker has been in the pits as well. These are the two drivers we really need to keep an eye on. Crucial part in the championship for bronze category right here. And this race has really summed up how close this bronze category has been all season. Sykes and Papaconstantinou, nothing is separating them pace-wise. It's purely down to overtaking and outwitting when it comes to manoeuvres on the track. Let's see what happens to these drivers. The best pit entry is crucial here at Daytona. Papaconstantinou goes into the pits. Sykes stays out. Oh, that was extremely late braking from Papaconstantinou. I think he just about got it. And that pit entry will be... That could do it. That could do it. We'll find out later on, because Sykes has got himself another lap. But let's compare Papaconstantinou to Kurt Vanhoenacker, who's heading around the banking now. Papaconstantinou has got a long way to move from the back of the pit lane to the end of the pit lane. Vanhoenacker is moving into the bus stop now. Still got quite a way to go. Moving towards pit exit now is Papaconstantinou. And actually, he might well be a long way clear of Kurt Vanhoenacker. Vanhoenacker might well have messed something up here. He's a long way back. This might well be straight up between Papaconstantinou and Elwyn Sykes. Nowhere to be seen. There he is, Kurt Vanhoenacker. He's a long way back, so something's happened to him in the pits. Maybe he missed his pit stall. Maybe. We have no way of checking, unfortunately. But a long way clear is the Cypriot driver, and that's one thing off his back, I would suppose. And that could be third or fifth in bronze category in hand of Papaconstantinou right now. So Elwyn Sykes should be heading into the pits very, very shortly. No, stays out another lap. He's able to keep it going. If he can keep it going, why not? He's got clear track around him. He can get the good laps in. He hasn't got any slipstream to help him out. That's the only disadvantage, really. Still close between these two, by the way. Battle for second place between Kruger and Addy. Wilson-Weir is in the pits. Now we compare this pit entry to the last time. Yeah, he brakes a lot earlier, you can see, and he turns into the pit stall a lot earlier. That's a lot cleaner from Wilson-Weir, and that'll help him out. Now Papaconstantinou has passed him by on the track. But Wilson-Weir might be able to gain a place on Kurt Vanhoenacker here. I don't think it's going to happen, but Wilson-Weir, if he can get his foot down, he might be able to put a challenge on Kurt Vanhoenacker for track position. Wilson-Weir is safely in 7th place there, with him yet to gain a place on Craig Tillotson once he makes his final stop. A couple of drivers not pitted yet. A couple of drivers still only made one stop. A lot of the gold drivers included Langford, Wessels, McCluskey, Barber and Williams. Silver category drivers as well. All the top 5. Langford will now head down onto pit road. He's led from lights to so far in this race anyway. It's been a very clinical drive. He's kept, well, I wouldn't say he's kept it under 10 seconds. Wessel's kept it under 10 seconds between Langford and the aforementioned. But it's still an untouchable drive from Langford at the moment. McCluskey stays out. Him and Mike Barber having a nice battle here for 3rd place in gold category. Let's see what the silver drivers do. Kyle Oosthuizen, who has a 6-second lead, stays out. There's 34 minutes left in this race. Kruger's headed down into pit lane. He was battling with Matthew Addy, remember? And Matthew Addy came in on the previous stop. So, might the undercut work here for Matthew Addy? We'll have to see. We'll have to find out. Stock stays out. He carries on. Like his championship rival. Rather untouchable championship rival at the moment, Kyle Oosthuizen. Winning this race potentially. Kruger there. Matthew Addy's heading round the banking now. And the reason this is significant is because if Addy can get himself into second place, that gives Addy a good shot at second in the championship. Kruger's heading towards the exit. Here's Addy. There is Kruger. It's going to be close again, but I think Kruger has got the better of Matthew Addy this time around. He has. He'll rejoin the track. In second place, a few seconds ahead of Matthew Addy. Craig Tillotson's in the pits. That means the bronze category will shuffle again. Elwyn Sykes is still out there. Saved a lot of fuel, has Elwyn Sykes, similar to the likes of Ben McCluskey and Mike Barber and Kyle Oosthuizen. The aforementioned Oosthuizen's in the pits. His final pit stop potentially of the season. That'll be one milestone in this race for him. All he needs to do is finish this race. And of course you've got to finish at least 75% of the laps, which the majority of these drivers will cross over in the next couple of minutes. So it is merely about seeing the checkered flag now for Oosthuizen. These are the paranoias that are sim racing. Is just praying your internet connection doesn't clonk out. As I always say, the internet disconnection is the sim racing equivalent of an engine blowing up in real life. Elwyn Sykes in the pits. Now this is the crucial part of the bronze category battle. He's right at the back of the pit lane, which means he's got a long way to proceed to the end. And when you are in a situation like this, you don't push that throttle pedal with your pit limiter on. You don't push that throttle pedal down any harder than when you are exiting the pits for the final time in a close championship fight like this. And Papaconstantinou right now will also be doing the same with his right foot. Crammed to the floor. Trying to get a little bit of pace out of the car. Sykes is making his way towards pit exit. He had a lot of clean laps then, and I wonder if that will be the benefit of it. There's Papaconstantinou. I think Sykes is well and truly in front. There he is. Pit exit for Elwyn Sykes. And he's got a sizable gap on Papaconstantinou, who's exiting turn number 2 there. That is a job well done so far for Elwyn Sykes. A fairly secure third place for him right now. And Papaconstantinou retakes 5th position. And as things stand, Elwyn Sykes will win the championship by 5 points. There he is. He did a good job. He's done an absolutely good job there. And he's not too far behind Stein Vatens, actually. If Elwyn Sykes can put a challenge in on Stein Vatens, Sykes might be able to secure it all the more. But that's exactly what Sykes needs to do to try and secure this. Is put in the good laps, prevent an undercut. And he's now 6 seconds clear of his closest championship rival. CSA won in the bronze category Drivers' Championship last season with Jeffrey Kruger, and so far it looks like a repeat for CSA this season. And in fact, it could well... it will end up being 2 Drivers' Championships for them, with Kyle Oosthuizen getting silver as well. So a strong team performance from them this season as we head into the final 3 quarters of this race. The majority of this grid, bar a few I think, have completed the amount of laps required to classify as a finisher, but you still have to see that checkered flag. And that's a crucial milestone in this race, as we see Gaz Williams versus Jake Pitts here. And we rejoin this battle here, because straight out of the pits is Mike Barber, and straight into a battle with Stefan Wessels. And we've got these 2 battling. Oh no, and a spin there for Mike Barber, and he'll go into the wall. That'll be it. That'll be 3rd place for Gaz Williams. He'll have to take a fast repair. There's too much damage on that car. He'll drop behind Ben McCluskey as well. Now let's get a replay of that. What actually happened to Mike Barber? They're side by side, him and Stefan Wessels. Through the kink they go. There is no contact. It just slips sideways for Mike Barber. The car just gives way. And that drops into 4th place. He will be able to carry... he might be able to carry on. But there's going to be damage on that car. He will not be able to, gain much track position. That could be what helps Gaz Williams secure 3rd in the championship tonight. Could it? Could it? Let me just do some points. Yeah. As things stand, they are tied on points. But I can't see Mike Barber not going to the pits for a fast repair. I just can't see that right now. He is. He's in the pits. He's going to have to take it. It will be a quick pit stop for him. He'll not take on any tyres. No fuel. He'll just get the fast repair. He'll leave the pits and he'll carry on. Here comes Gaz Williams. He makes his way past his championship rival for 3rd place in the championship. And back there is Mike Barber. He'll get going again, but he's down to 8th place at the moment in category. Oh, and he was shaping up to be a brilliant battle for 2nd place in this race between himself and Stefan Wessels. What a shame, actually. Really look forward to seeing that battle. But that'll pretty much do it for the gold category. Just gonna do... no, actually Stephen Bird is pretty much secure in 2nd place. I don't think he's... yeah, he's not... there we go. Stephen Bird is not in this race anymore, so he'll score 0 points. But he is pretty much safe in 2nd place anyway. Even at this point in the season, it's still so dramatic. We definitely can't say never. You never know what can happen between now and race end in the next 25 minutes. Papaconstantinou is losing track time from Elwyn Sykes. It's now a 7.5 second gap. And the aforementioned Sykes here, within 2 seconds of Vatens, in and out of 2 seconds anyway. He's got a little bit of a help in front of him from a Quatermass car to tow him down the straights. Oh, and a bit of a slip at the sideways there for Stein Vatens. That'll losing a bit of time. That's not what he needs. And that's going to put him into the clutches of Elwyn Sykes, potentially. There we go. It is battle on. And Elwyn Sykes, the way things are right now... let me just double check. Yes, the way things are right now, he doesn't actually need that extra position. but he'll take it because it puts an extra hand on that championship trophy for the CSA driver. Within a second of second place. Heading out to turn number 2. That's a view from Steinwayten's gearbox to the CSA driver behind. I must say, it's been a brilliant, brilliant drive from a lot of these bronze drivers tonight. But Elwyn Sykes has had a superb drive tonight, particularly in this last half an hour or so. It has been that kind of driving from him tonight, in the last half an hour anyway, that might have secured him the championship. But it's not over yet. It definitely isn't over yet. Anything can happen at this point. A spin, a crash, anything can happen at this point. Heading round the banking again, 3/4 of a second behind the Porsche driver. I'm not sure if Sykes is listening or if he has someone in his ear, you know, telling him what the championship situation is. I'm not sure if he does. But Sykes just needs to be careful if he's going to battle with Steinwayten's, if he can, that is. Steinwayten's, to his credit, has been extremely quick tonight. In the fastest lap situations, Kyle Oosthuizen. Oh, Adam Wilson-Weir with bonus points at the moment. Oh, Steinwayten's to the outside of Gabriel Yilmaz there, who's on the inside. Just keeping out of the way. Oh, and he nips back in front of Elwyn Sykes. Sykes probably won't appreciate that right there, as he takes to the outside of Gabriel Yilmaz. Powers it out the corner. Can he get it in front? So with Adam Wilson-Weir holding the fastest lap right now, Sykes still wins the championship. Oh, as we see, Steinwayten's... Oh no, he slipped it sideways! And that's going to put Sykes into second place. And he's got damage on his car as well, does the Belgian driver. Oh, and he was trying to get by the car in front of him. I can't quite remember who that was in front of him. That's a Quatermass car. Tries to squeeze it to the inside. Oh, a big hit up the rear, actually, from Steinwayten's. And that puts him down to third place. Damage on the car as well. And Papaconstantinou has an opportunity to pass here. But Elwyn Sykes, that's more points for him. Just when it was looking pretty good for Adam Wilson-Weir, it might be going further away for him. With Steinwayten's dropping a little bit here. He's already had to take a fast repair tonight. Now they get 3 in these endurance races. So you've got plenty to use, plenty to choose. Oh, is there's an instant on the side there. That's Hobson and Gabriel Yilmaz, and just trying to find them on the... and he's reverted back to the pits. Now, here's Hobson's instant. We'll go back to that bronze category very, very shortly. But this is Hobson in the bus stop, and Yilmaz will come along. Oh, big hit of the wall there. And Yilmaz is approaching now. Oh, and he's also out of shape. Oh, and he's tried to go around the... Oh, wrong way to go. And that definitely put them into the tow back to the pits situation. Nothing has materialised from this bronze category at the moment. But it's really... You know, I literally just said anything can happen in this. And everything is happening right now in this bronze category battle. Shepperton's in the pits. Well, what will be his final stop at the race? Okay, so Elwyn Sykes, second position. He still leads the championship as it stands, but Papaconstantinou is moving slow here on the outside. I wonder if he picked up a slowdown just then. But he's lost a lot of track time from Vatens there. He's let through the back marker of Jonathan Berry. That is not for track position with that Quetimas car. Jonathan Berry's a lap down from these. Vatens is slowing to let by Quetimas car. I wonder if Vatens got a slowdown penalty there. You don't have to back off a huge amount to release those slowdown penalties. Vatens doesn't take to the pit. He couldn't there anyway. But to the inside boat goes Papaconstantinou. And this will potentially be a move for third place. As they got the Quetimas car there to really complicate things for them. But into third place goes the Cypriot driver. He still needs to be ahead of Elwyn Sykes, really. But that's one car out the way for the Cypriot driver. Still fastest lap held by Wilson-Weir, which is helpful for him. Yilmaz, as we can see there, is back out on the track, taking a tow and a fast repair. Gaz Williams here, still battling with Jake Pitt, and this is now a battle for fourth place. A lot of drivers in the gold category have dropped down. That's Mike Barber, he's one of them. Matthew Cheverton, another. Alan McCain is out of contention as well. He's had an incident. Just over 15 minutes left in this race. It's brightening up a little bit here in Florida. Just a few hundred meters off the coast of Daytona Beach. Or in coast of Daytona Beach, shall I say. It was Gaz Williams and Jamie Dory having a good little battle here. Oh dear, that was a big swerve back to the inside for Jamie Dory. Got a little bit of slipstream there. That slingshot him to the side of Jake Pitt. Very Talladega Nights there from Jamie Dory. And him and Gaz Williams trying to gang up on Jake Pitt here. Powering around the outside, Jamie Dory there. Oh, again, very slippery there for Jake Pitt. And a flash of the lights there from Jake Pitt. I'm not sure if that was to say sorry, Jamie, or I didn't like what you did there, Jamie. I'm not sure which that was from Jake Pitt. He's down to 5th place now. Dory up to 4th place. And as it stands, it'll be... I know I've said as it stands a lot tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, it's one of those nights. Jamie Dory's best result of the season. Right here, right now. It's the first time in that fabled Mustang, so it might be a good move for him to make. To be in that car. Who knows? Pitt had a good exit there, actually. Might be able to get it alongside before the bus stop. The draft is rather run out a little bit on that Porsche. Or has it? Or has it? He's taken to the outside. Dory's able to get it across the track, back in front. Pitt's probably feeling a bit angry after the turn 1 and 2 that happened earlier on in this lap. Good exit from the pit stop there from Jamie Dory. Pitt, good slipstream here. He's going to have to go to the outside. Jamie Dory's going to hold the inside. Jamie's got the inside well covered there. Pitt can't get it round the outside. And it's worth just a mention to this guy here, despite an easier route to the championship than perhaps others tonight, Oosthuizen's really put in a strong performance tonight, again in the silver category. And I'm sure the gold category will welcome him with open arms next season. But another strong day for the strong potential championship winner. Just needs to get it to the end now, does Kyle. Likewise with Elwyn Sykes, another CSA driver. He just needs to get this to the end to win the bronze category championship. Dory and Jake Pitt still battling close. Dory was able to get it back in front before heading into the bus stop here. Gaz Williams lurking around as well, waiting for an opportunity to get by the pair of them. But these are the battles that are very, very fun here at Daytona. In these GT3 cars, battling from banking to banking, bus stop to turn one. Really good on this track. That's why it's a favourite among GT3 drivers. Or endurance driving in general, actually. This and Le Mans are up there with some of the most favoured tracks in GT3 racing. As Jake Pitt has got a much better chance here. Round the outside of Jamie Dory he goes. And into 4th place he returns. Brilliant move from Jake Pitt round the outside of Jamie Dory, who's trying to get him straight back. But Pitt guards the inside. Good exit there from the horseshoe. We'll head up to the next horseshoe after the kink. And will there be a move heading into this second horseshoe, which is a very risky place to try and overtake, but Jamie Dory doesn't do it. 12 minutes to go in this race. Plenty of chances for these two to battle. But we've also got another battle. We have got Nigel Stock versus Ryan Blackwell. Nigel Stock's into 4th place past Blackwell, the Quatermass driver. He challenges back a little bit on the inside there, but doesn't quite execute the move. Oh, a bad exit from Nigel Stock. Allows the outside to be taken back by Blackwell, but Stock maintains 4th place. Pitt still hangs on to 4th place in the gold category, however. It has gotten close also between Kurt Vanhoenacker and Stijn Weytens in the bronze category. Now Stijn Weytens, his pace is low. If he drops more places, it invites back Adam Wilson-Weir, who, well, to be honest, if he gains the place on Stijn Weytens, it still doesn't get him the championship. He needs a bit more luck than that. He realistically needs to get himself into 4th place to take back that championship potential. He is within 6 seconds of that. It's not out the question, particularly with Stijn Weytens struggling for pace right now. 10 minutes to go in this race. This guy right here is the only blocker potentially for Elwyn Sykes at this point. He's executed of Papaconstantinou, but it's just what Adam Wilson-Weir can do at this point. If he can get it up and past... excuse me, it's about a 4-second gap between Wilson-Weir and Stijn Weytens. If he can get it up and past the two SK Racing drivers, that'll be really good news for the Quatermass driver. For the time being, though, it is in Sykes' hands, and it's just 10 minutes to go. It'll be a long 10 minutes for these drivers waiting for a championship, and it'll be a short 10 minutes for those gunning for a championship right now. Hearts pounding for a lot of these drivers right now, as Weytens now swaps positions with Kurt Vanhoenacker. Vatens didn't get a meatball flag, presumably. He'll be able to carry on, but he is going to be quite low on pace, actually. Of course, my calculations are not the official calculations. If I have made any mistakes with these calculations, I do apologise to drivers and fans, but I don't think I have. I really don't think I have. I'll be really, really confused and surprised if I have. But I haven't. Now, hang on a minute. Elwyn Sykes has gained a place on Danny Switzer. So what's happened there? I'm not sure what's happened to Danny Switzer. Oh, he spins. Oh, half spins. Oh, he's got real big damage on the car there. So what's actually happened? I haven't got any indication of a crash from him. Let's go back to it. Elwyn Sykes has taken the lead in the race. So we're going to keep an eye on Danny Switzer for a little while here. No, he's got loads of damage on the car. What's going on? This might be it, actually. Heading into turn number 1. Has he hit the inside of turn number 1? No, he's got damage on his car there as well. I really don't know what's happened to Danny Switzer. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I have not got anything on my timing screen for what's happened to Danny Switzer. Let me try one more replay here. He's got a missing front end on his car. I have no idea how that's happened. Right, he's got a front end here, so maybe this is it. This is incredible. Oh, there it is. It's a carbon copy almost of Mike Barber, and that's it. That's going to lose in the bronze race here. Sykes is through and into the lead. And there is Switzer there. He's still going. I don't know if he's going to have a meatball flag, but he's lost the lead in the race. And that's really going to help Sykes secure the championship. A win in this endurance race and the championship potentially for Elwyn Sykes as the sun comes out a little bit here at Florida. He's just got 6 minutes to go, and this is really played into his hands. Danny Switzer, who's led about 80% of this race, all just goes wrong in one corner for him there. And the two champions of CSA could well be race winners tonight as well. And Danny Switzer's really struggling to keep hold of that car. You can just tell. You could tell with the couple of replays we saw to find the one where it all happened. It didn't actually come up as a crash. That's why I struggled to see it. Papaconstantinou is not too far behind Switzer. Here he is. Papaconstantinou might actually gain a place before the race is out. But like I said earlier, Papaconstantinou realistically needs to be in front of Elwyn Sykes to take him in the championship. And Adam Wilson-Weir needs to be a lot of positions higher. It's been a masterclass drive from this driver, though. Langford hasn't really been threatened by any other gold category drivers tonight. Wessels has tried. He's gained a little bit as time's gone by, but it's second place for him at the moment. And Ben McCluskey, well, he started from the very back of the category, so it's very difficult to get to the front in these endurance reverse grid races anyway. So good going to get on the podium anyway from McCluskey. with no pressure on him either to perform well in this race. As we see here, this will be the move for second place potentially. Papaconstantinou trying to make his way past Danny Switzer, who's clinging on to what he has left in the car. Papaconstantinou's got to be so careful because Switzer's so low on grip. It's like driving a Legends car. It is Switzer's car at the moment with no front bumper and very little downforce now. Champion will greet at the line. This will be the one that we pretty much know as of now. And in fact, with there being so few laps left, you know, Oosthuizen still needs to cross the line, but it will take a lot for him. Well, in fact, he can't drop any further now than 11th, I believe. Langford will have another lap. Should be 2 laps remaining for the Quatermass driver, who is likely here to pick up his second win of the season. And it will be back-to-back for Langford as well. Feature race last week, and endurance race tonight. Papaconstantinou takes second position, which gets him more points. It's not going to be enough to take an extra place in the championship. Adam Wilson-Weir has moved up to 5th as he's made his way past Stijn-Wetens, and this is how he did it. Stijn-Wetens just up ahead here. And through he goes. But even if Wilson-Weir is in 5th position here, it's not enough. He really didn't need Danny Switzer to lose those positions. That's really what's cost it for Adam Wilson-Weir here. He was able to get by Stijn-Wetens, who also has damage. What a race this has been, though. It really has. Elwyn Sykes has got a teammate behind him there. I think that's Wesley Lewin, just shadowing him, making sure that he's okay and he's going to get to the line. A couple of Quatermass cars ahead who know that Adam Wilson-Weir is in with a shot of winning the bronze category. I believe that's Andy Chell and Andy Rooney just ahead of Elwyn Sykes. Elwyn Sykes about to lap Andy Rooney, who came into tonight as a championship contender. It really hasn't gone Andy Rooney's way tonight. A strong contender all season. He'll be another contender next season, I'm sure. But we're going to turn our attention to other drivers in this race, because Harry Langford, a lights to flag win for him here. Second on the grid, straight into the lead. And he'll win this race in the gold category, taking the final win of the season. And surely setting up for a potential title protagonist next season. Champion-elect here, Kyle Oosthuizen, just got this lap to complete here. And likewise with Elwyn Sykes, he'll have another lap to complete. But he is the incoming, the way the positions are right now, the incoming bronze category champion. And around at the end, ladies and gentlemen, we will get reactions and interviews from the drivers. A flash of the lights there from the CSA drivers, because I think this is their last lap But Langford's about to come through to take the win in the gold category. And we're going to greet our bronze category champion. Elwyn Sykes wins the bronze category race tonight and the championship. And silver category championship is going to be sewn up by Oosthuizen here if he can get it to the end now. That's it. He just needs to keep his foot flat to the floor and get it to the end. You can see he's just pacing himself a little bit. He is pacing himself just a little bit. And I think he's actually going to let Kruger through. No, he's not. There we go. Kyle Oosthuizen takes the win in the race and takes the championship in silvers. And also, teams championship winners are NXTGEN Racing and Benji Sim Photos. And of course, Benji Sim Photos himself, Benji McCluskey, won it last week, but he is the gold category champion this season. McCluskey, Oosthuizen, and Sykes, your 3 champions. What a finale we have just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. And fastest laps of the race go to Langford in gold, Wilson-Weir in the bronze category, and Oosthuizen maximum points for himself as well as Langford in that silver category. What a championship we have just witnessed. And I wonder if we will see any donuts from the drivers. Mind you, they can't change the traction control in these cars, so it's going to be a bit difficult. Might be able to put it in reverse and do donuts. Let's see what Ben McCluskey does here. No, he doesn't. Well, spoil sport. No, it's very difficult to do it in these GT3 cars. Even when you can't change the traction control. Yep. Simply lovely. CSA with double champions. And it was such a topsy-turvy race in the bronze category. 3 different drivers had the championship lead at points during that race. Wilson-Weir very early on. Papaconstantinou in the mid part of the race, and Sykes for pretty much the last third of that race. And we'll hopefully get some interviews with our champions. But this is the one who celebrated it last week by going to bed straight away. He didn't get an interview with us. He went to bed straight away. And we are going to get donuts from Kyle Oosthuizen. There we go. Yep, that'll do. That'll do. That's not bad. Traction control kicking in. And the CSA drivers have reason to celebrate. They got a champion last season in the bronze category from Jeffrey Kruger. And the Dale Earnhardt livery also getting its donuts out there. Superb. Quantum didn't quite work out for them tonight. They might have got second in the championship tonight. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to check that after the race. But their driver didn't come out on top in the bronze category, which Andy Chell said last week he was really hoping for. Super close though, 10 points between first and third, which was the same gap as it was heading into tonight. But it's just shuffled a little bit between those 3. Right, let's have some race results first of all before we head into interviews and championship results. And we will start with the gold category. Our race winner, Harry Langford, 2 in a row for him. A feature race last week and the endurance win tonight. Stefan Wessel, second place for him. A strong season, albeit part-time series for him. A good finish to the season for him. Benji McCluskey, championship winner in gold category, takes third in this race. Jake Pitt, fourth position, one of his better results of the season. And with Gaz Williams securing third position in the gold category championship, finishing fifth in this race. Just ahead of Jamie Dory, one of his better races this season. Mike Barber in seventh, so nearly, but it didn't quite happen in the end for him. Seventh place for him. Matthew Cheverton in 8th position, followed by Sean Shute, and then a lap or more down were Alan McCain, Ben Bennyworth, Martin Hobson, Stephen Bird, and Ben Altria. Silver category now, and it is a win in the race for Kyle Oosthuizen and a win in the championship for Kyle Oosthuizen, just ahead of Jeffrey Kruger, who had a strong performance in that race. Second position for him, the outgoing bronze category champion. Matthew Addy, third position, a strong finish for him, and he didn't quite have enough to beat Nigel Stock in the championship, who finishes fourth in this race. Aaron Hobson, fifth position for him, with Paul Williams in sixth, and Ryan Blackwell, last of the lead lap finishers. Jochen Seeger, Paul Walsh, Baz Meacham, Sammy Ariba are a lap or more down. Wesley Lewin and Mark Sykes did not finish the race. Bronze category, it's a win in the race and a win in the championship for Elwyn Sykes, the second CSA driver to do that tonight. Gabriel Papaconstantinou finishes second position, a valiant effort from him all night. Danny Switzer, bad luck to him in that incident that happened in the latter part of the race to fall down to third place, just ahead of Kurt Vanhoenacker, who had a strong race tonight as well. Adam Wilson-Weir had a strong comeback later on in that race, but it wasn't enough. It's fifth place for him, and Stein Vatens in sixth place following the incident later on in the race that gave him front-end damage. Craig Tillotson, good race for him, finishing on the lead lap, not too far behind the front six there, seventh place for him. A lap down were Andy Chell, Andy Rooney and Jonathan Berry, and did not finish the race were Rob Savage, Gab Yilmaz and Matt Gatter. So we're going to jump back to the start of this race, which was 2 hours ago. Incredible how quick it can fly by. We are going to get some interviews, and they are going to be with our championship winners. And the first of which we are going to speak to tonight is going to be our silver category winner. And just look at the mist on the screen there. That's how misty it was at the start of this race. And it cleared up a lot by the end of it. So, we are going to have a chat with our championship winner in the silver category. Kyle Oosthuizen, welcome to the comms box. You are the silver category champion. How do you feel?
Feel great. Not bad for a rookie season in iRacing. A bit tired, but yeah, my team really helped me. Special shout out to Jeffrey. He had my back the whole season. And also to Elwyn. He basically sponsored me into the season, so many thanks to him and to the NXTGEN crew for plenty of fun this season.
It's been a very strong season from you, Kyle, and we're just seeing a half spin from you at the start of the race, actually. We didn't actually see that. But, yeah, it's been a very strong season for you. A couple of moments that it didn't quite go to plan for you, but what was your highlight this season? What was your favourite part of the season?
I'd say my highlight of the season was probably, I'd say, the feature race at Nürburgring. It was chaos at the start, feature race, and I just went around the outside and went from 13th in class to 3rd, so that was fun within 2 corners. But I think the battles I had with Nigel Stock particularly, lots of fun, battling somebody who respects another driver on track, so I can always appreciate that. So whenever I came across him, I knew I was in for a good time.
Yeah, I can vouch for that, being for his teammate. That's certainly the case. A strong season for CSA. What do you want to say about the team generally this season? Because it's been a very strong showing from CSA.
For the team, well, we spread throughout the classes, and I will say that Stefan joined late, which is a shame because I think he could have had a good good shot at gold. He also helped out a lot with me, particularly understanding the game. Chris Shorter, without him, I would have been absolutely nowhere at Road America, so a shout out to him. And just the camaraderie. The guys entered the season knowing that, we're going to have fun. Whether we win or we lose, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a laugh on the group chat. So to all of them, to Stefan, to Sean, to Chris, Wesley, Edwin, Jeffrey, Elwyn, hope I'm not missing anyone, Davide for the one race. To all of them, I'll say thank you guys. Special season, and I'm really looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. And I've been asking this of a lot of drivers this season, but if let's say we use GT3s next season, are you going to stick with the BMW, or do you fancy using another car?
The BMW has she's been good to me, but I've found that I much prefer the Ferrari in official races. I feel I have a lot more control, consistency, a lot less sliding. I think I'll take a look at the new Acura. I'm a Honda boy myself, so I'll give that a shot. If not, I think I'll probably go looking at the Ferrari. I don't like the Porsche. I really don't like it. But if all else fails, I'll go back to Old Faithful, the big beauty, the BMW.
It's my favourite car as well, actually. So I know exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, I think we're gonna finish it off there, Carl. I know you gave a shout out earlier, but is there anyone else you want to give a shout out to, as it's the final round of the season? The floor is yours.
Other than my team and in particular Elwyn, I'd like to just say thanks to the guys in the class for some decent racing throughout. Matthew, Addy, Nigel Stock. Really, sometimes the fighting was intense, and that's what I really enjoy. Thanks to all of them. I think a special shout out goes to Paul Walsh for winning the sprint at Nürburgring. I mean, what a legend. And then just the final shout out to the admin of NXTGEN. Thanks for everything, thanks for the hosting, and I appreciate all the effort that they put into it.
Well said. Brilliant. Well, congratulations, Kyle.
Thank you.
I hope I've got your name right for much of the season.
Yes, you
there we
have.
go.
I appreciate that. And a special shout out to you for being a top commentator this season. I appreciate it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Congratulations, mate. Enjoy it. We'll see you next season.
Yes. Thank you.
There we go. That was Carl. And we did just have, in the interview room, Elwyn Sykes in there. I'm going to tell him to get his butt back in here. And yeah, so there we go. There are the standings for silver category. So you can see Kyle Oosthuizen has won the championship. Maximum points tonight, just to rub salt in the wounds of everyone else in the category. It's going to be great seeing Kyle Oosthuizen in the silver category next season. Now, we are going to move on to our next interview of the night, which is going to be with Elwyn Sykes, bronze category champion and race winner tonight. Elwyn Sykes, welcome to the commentary booth and congratulations. Just tell us how you feel in this moment.
Well, still trying to catch my breath here.
That was a very dramatic race,
season.
wasn't it?
Jeez. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, I went into the whole season just trying to take it as easy as possible, try to avoid incidents and the rest of it, as we all try to do. But this is sim racing at its best. And this season, actually, I think I started in season 2. And it's been a long run, building up to this moment. And I wasn't going into it thinking, this is it, I put it in practice, because you just never know what's going to happen. So it was just a good bit of fortune, good luck, a bit more practice, and trying to hold the pressure with the rest of the boys that were either just in front of me or behind me. And it was nerve-wracking. But good.
It changed so much tonight, the championship situation. Was there any point tonight where you just thought, it's not going to happen, it's not going well? Was there any point tonight where you thought that, or were you always positive of a good outcome?
No, I was through this race. The way I managed to somehow get through quite a bit of incidences in front of me, I'm like, if I'm this lucky, hopefully I can manage to avoid anything else. And even through the rest of the race, I mean, it's 2 hours of stuff that anything can happen.
Yeah.
And somehow I just kept my head down and just prayed that nothing bad would happen. At a stage, I had, I'm sure it was Vanhoenacker, and it was Gabriel. We were really back and forth, and then I somehow got a muscle spasm in my braking leg.
Oh, right.
That surprised me. I was like, now what? Because all of a sudden I couldn't feel the pressure in my braking.
Okay.
So there were moments where I just couldn't figure out what to do, and whenever I tried to straighten my leg, it just would spasm out again. So I'll just just please come right. And eventually it came right, and I just put my head down and carried on. So the pressure was real though. Jeez, it was good. It was good fun.
Brilliant to get some insight on there. So earlier in this season, what would you say was the main highlight for you? What was the race that really stands out for you as one of your favourites?
Well, I think it goes to say that this one, and for it to be the last race of the season, and to pull off what happened tonight over a 2-hour stint, definitely tonight goes down as probably, is definitely the highlight of my sim racing time. Any moment I've been in the seat, this tonight is number one for sure.
Yeah, I could have guessed that actually. Yeah, brilliant. It was a superb drive tonight, Elwyn. What about next season? First of all, I'm going to ask you, do you think silver category is on the cards for you? But also, if we were to race GT3s next season, what is going to be your car of choice?
I really love this McLaren. I'm a number one. I'm an orange fan. Anything orange, I fall in love with. So, and I just felt comfortable the moment I got into the car. I don't know if maybe it suits my driving style. I've tried a couple of the cars. I love the Porsche. Had good moments, good races through the seasons in the Porsche, but I have been thinking about it, and if anything, it would most probably be the McLaren again.
Yeah. Okay, Elwyn. Well, brilliant finale to the season. Brilliant pace from you tonight to secure the win in both the race and the championship. The floor is yours. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
I think number one to actually the guys that I was racing against. Adam Wilson-Weir, geez, he really threw it all out there the whole season. He was performing unbelievably. Tonight, unfortunately, obviously he must have had some incidents or whatever the case. So it's a tough one for him. Gabriel, he has been putting a lot of pressure on, and in that Lambo, I know it's not the easiest of cars. A good. All I can say is well done to all the top contenders that we were battling back and forth. The racing that we had was really clean. It was good, and to me, that number one, if I could say thank you to anyone, it's probably the guys I was racing through with the season. Obviously, our teammates pulling in together and having a good laugh and chat. That's what keeps me coming back for more. It's just that team morale, the help that we get and help each other out, and a big ups to obviously yourself for 2 hours. Going at being so involved and dedicated to the stream and the chats and getting to know everyone. Big up to you, well done, and to the entire team. Sykes, my other brother from another mother, I say, and yes, to everyone involved. I mean, big ups to what you guys do. I know it's not easy. You guys all have, your lives and daily things that you have to do, and the effort to put into this is massive. So I really appreciate what you guys do.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Elwyn. And just to mention, second place for your team in the team's championship as well. So there's that to celebrate as well.
Oh, so great! That's good. Next time we're gonna aim higher.
Brilliant.
One higher. Next Gen boys, we're coming for you.
Good to hear. Elwyn, thanks very much and congratulations, mate. Enjoy it. We'll see you next season.
Alrighty. Cheers. Thank you.
Fantastic. And our last interview of tonight, we are going to chat to a representative of the Next Gen Racing with Benji Simfoto's team and our gold category champion yet again, Ben McCluskey. Welcome to the comms booth again, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm good, Alex. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm great. Championships ended. Brilliant racing. Love it. So you had the gold category sewn up heading into tonight. Pressure was off you tonight, but how was the race for you? It looked quite enjoyable getting through the pack. Was that from your point of view?
Yeah, tonight I just kind of wanted to enjoy the racing and try and keep the car in one piece as best as possible. And yeah, had a couple of good battles with Jamie and Mike Barber, and we were kind of a little bit of bump traffic, a little bit slipstreaming, helping each other as well. So it was a nice race. With the Mustang, it's very quick in a straight line, so it's every little bump traffic gave me helped a lot. At the end of the day, I just wanted to get to the line in one piece, and that's the best I could do today was third place.
Very difficult, to be fair, to get from the back of the grid to even the top three actually on a track like this. So that is some going. So well done for that. And let's segue into the team's championship, as the team with your name within the title has secured the team's championship. You pretty much had one hand on it heading out of last week anyway. But for the host, a real good campaign in the team's championship for yourself, Gaz and Alan McCain. Anything you want to mention about the team following tonight?
Yeah, it's always nice to the team's championship as well. Gaz and Alan, they've had bad luck through the season, but also put in strong performances. And being teams with Gaz is, as much as we argue with each other, he is a very good team to be with, and I enjoy his company. And yeah, it's to have the three cars in my livery together running around the track. It's quite nice. At the beginning of the season, Alan decided to jump in the Porsche. I think it was a very last minute decision. He didn't have a livery. I gave him the livery that I was running last season in the Porsche, and we kind of had a little bit of an inside joke that I am giving him my Porsche. Keep it in one piece, don't crash it. And I think he done a decent job throughout the season. Maybe one or two little scrapes and bumps, but it's good driving from the two of them. In the end, we were able to wrap up the championship, so good work, good teamwork.
Exactly that. So, what else for Next Gen Racing on Thursdays at this point? We haven't really got news of Season 7 at the moment, but is there anything, you being well in the system of Next Gen, is there anything you can reveal at this point about a potential next season?
I know that there is a next season.
Good.
What it is, I think it's very much still in discussion. So whether it's GT3s, whether it's Alex, I think I include some form of GT3s. That's as much as I know. I haven't been asked to make any promos yet. I'm sure I will in the next couple of days, a week, and yeah, whatever it is, I'll be on the good.
I think above all, you guys deserve a good Christmas break, actually, because it's been very non-stop racing, actually, from Next Gen in recent months. So just a note from me to say thank you guys for putting on such a great league. It's been brilliant to broadcast from my point of view. Really enjoyed it these last two seasons, and everyone watching on YouTube has loved it. So there's a bit of praise for you guys anyway.
Oh, no worries. Thank you very much. And of course, as I mentioned last week, thank you for commentating this season. You've done a fantastic job. It's been great to watch the racing back.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much, Benji. Well, on that note, let's head it off there. Before we shoot off, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any friends, family, sponsors, etc.?
Of course, just the entire NXTGEN again, and all the admins and all the drivers who've taken part this season. The numbers in the GT3s has been the highest we've had all season, and the attendance has stayed very high as well. I think we've been above 40 in most of the races, if not all. So that's been fantastic to see everyone turning up every single week. And yeah, without the drivers, you don't have a league, you don't have a race. So thank you to everyone for turning up and putting on a good show, and we hope that many of you will continue the race next season and come back for more racing.
Excellent stuff. Well said, Benji. Thank you very much, and well done on the gold category championship. Well done on the teams category teams championship. We'll see you next season.
Thank you, Alex.
There we go. That's a word from the admins of NXTGEN themselves. And I think that is going to conclude our season, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to run through the championship standings one final time. And this is the gold category championship. Ben McCluskey takes the championship by over 100 points from Stephen Bird. Strong performances from him all season for second place. Gaz Williams, who was looking a little bit doubtful during the race, but he kept composed. He came through to 5th place in the end in gold category and finished off the championship in 3rd place. Mike Barber, a valiant effort in that race, but one tiny mistake cost him majorly in that race. It's 4th place for him in the championship for the Vanhoenacker Motorsport driver. Martin Hobson up to 5th place in the championship by the end of the season. Strong season for him. Sean Shute, 6th position, followed by Jake Pitt. Good performance from him tonight. Matthew Cheverton, 8th place with Stefan Wessels. Part-timer this season, but a good haul of points gets him 9th in the championship. Jamie Dory, 10th position. Silver category, Kyle Oosthuizen is our champion. Claiming it tonight, albeit a small task to get it done. He still claimed it with taking a win and bonus points in tonight's round. Nigel Stock, no wins this season, but scoring points all season long. Nice and consistent, awards in the 2nd position. Likewise with Matthew Addy, very consistent run of results all across the season, and tonight being his highest scoring round, he takes 3rd in the championship ahead of Jeffrey Kruger, who had a bit of bad luck this season, but a couple of wins this season and strong results gets him 4th in the standings. Aaron Hobson, like his teammate, 5th place for him, but in the silver category. He takes that position away from Ian Manners, who has not attended a few rounds, but 6th place for him. Mark Baker, 7th position, followed by Baz Meacham, Paul Walsh, and Jochen Seeger. Bronze category, Elwyn Sykes is our champion in bronze category, and he takes it by 8 points over Adam Wilson-Weir in the final round. Gabriel Papaconstantinou, 10 points down from the top spot, 3rd place for him. Kurt Vanhoenacker, brilliant, fighting at the latter part of the season to catch up nearly to the top of the standings. It's 4th place for him in the end. Andy Rooney, 5th position, followed by Stein Vatingen 6th. Rob Savage, 7th, Jonathan Berry, 8th, Danny Switzer, 9th, and Andy Chell, 10th. Teams Championship here, and it's NXTGEN Racing with Benji Sim Photos, who take the championship by over 100 points in the Teams Championship. CSA Team Passup takes 2nd place away from Quatermass Paradrives Academy, jumping up 2 spots from 4th to 2nd tonight with a 95-point scoring round, one of the biggest scoring rounds of any team this season. Quatermass Paradrives Academy dropped to 3rd in the championship. They'll be disappointed with that, but still be pleased with the top 3 in the team standings. Yorkshire Mafia Racing, 4th position, with CSA Team Woza in 5th. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's been it for us here at NXTGEN Racing for the GT3 Season 6 on Thursday night. We'll have another Thursday night league coming up in the new year. My name's Ian Alex Everett, your commentator this season, and one final shout out to our partners, sponsors and affiliates of the championship that are Power Max Racing, Sam Cases, Benji Sim Photos, Douglas Motorsport, Motorsport UK Esports Division, Falconer PC, Mark Sykes Designs, Joyce Design, Moser Racing, and Only Racing. We're our champions. Ben McCluskey, Kyle Oosthuizen, and Elwyn Sykes will claim £500 of store credits from Only Racing, our title sponsors for this season. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Season 6 of the GT3s here at NXTGEN Racing on Thursdays. We'll see you next season. Goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, that's all from us here at NXTGEN Racing, the home of clean and fair sim racing for all.